Welcome everyone to Totally Online Gaming Group's Twitch channel for our 5th edition D&D campaign, The Blackest Heart. We're glad you could join us. I hope you watched the pre-show for any general announcements that we have. As always, though, we like to give a live shout-out and thank you to our sponsor, Critical Hit Gaming Supplies. And Jacob, do you have something prepared for us today for that?
Alrighty, so as you know, we are sponsored since I've been around by Critical Hit Gaming Supplies, and they are here for all of your tabletop RPG needs, which can be from dice bags, dice sets, dice trays, gaming mats, and gaming miniatures. Now, if you go into their store and there's a specific miniature that you really want made, you don't see it on there, you can always go to their Contact Us in between the My Account and Cart on their website, and you can send them an email saying, hey, I would like a mini of, let's say, a treant or a treyant, for instance. They can get with you and they can discuss the pricing and get that made for you as well. Now, if there's anything that you want purchased in the store, feel free to know that as long as you enter TOGG 15, you can get 15% off of any purchase. Critical Hit Gaming Supplies. It's a really, really nice website. I've actually gone back and ordered a new gaming mat. So, it'll be nice to see. Back to you, DM.
All right, thank you. So, I would say that's it for all our announcements, but I do want to put out one other thing. Is this Thursday, as always, we've got our, at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Klein, NF, and I's Tailspire Collaborative build stream that we're doing. And this Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll actually be doing a player's perspective question and answer session where we've got, Tina from NVNG podcast. We've got Richard from Microphones and Monsters. And we've got our very own Christian here who plays Rogar. That are going to join me and go over some questions and kind of rattle through a list of things, talk about it, kind of nerd out a little bit. And then we're going to have some time near the end that we'll open it up to questions from chat so people can ask questions of, their, if their favorite show is NVNG or Microphones and Monsters or us. You guys can ask questions of those players and, hopefully have a good time. So, and, again, last thing to put it out is in the future here, we're still working on nailing down an exact date and time. It will be a Thursday, one of the Thursdays for the collaborative build stream, but we will have Johnny Ree and Jason Roy, two of the developers of Tailspire, actually in the collaborative build stream with Klein and myself and our buddy Danelle, joining us, answering questions, and playing around and having a fun time. So we hope to see you there, especially if you're fans of Tailspire, because I think that'll be a lot of fun. All right. Unless there are any other announcements. Anybody? Nope. Okay. Well, oh, yes. An announcement.
Well, no, not an announcement. Do you want to mention next month?
Oh, yes. Thank you. Good point. Next month. Okay. I, unfortunately, do not do this full time. Someday, maybe, fingers crossed, knock on wood. I have a day job, and it forces me to travel, and I will be out of town for several dates. I'm actually going to post those up because there has been a little bit of change up. I think I posted it to the group discussion and talked about it, but there will most likely be two dates in specific. I think it is the 9th and the 16th of September that it won't be our regularly scheduled game because I will not be able to run it. However, we are going to try to do a couple one-shots. I think as we've been discussing it and seeing if someone else is going to run that or not. Hello, anyone? So we'll keep you informed on that. Hopefully we will still have a show on Wednesday night, but it will be one-shots on the 9th and the 16th. And then the dates after that, I should be able to be back and covering, so we'd be back to our regular show. All right, thank you for reminding me of that. All right, I think that is officially it, though. So without further ado, we bring you The Blackest Heart. All right, and we are back. So, to refresh everyone where we last left off, the party had done a little bit of searching around town, specifically Zeroth and Eurydice and Rogar, where they managed to meet up with each other in the marketplace. And they found out some interesting information about their little hanger-on, Laurel. A couple names were mentioned, one being her sister, Renee, who they got a chance to very briefly meet. And that information, I believe it was passed along via message to Jacob and Diana, struck a chord with Jacob and got his curiosity piqued. Now, wanting more than ever to venture into the city, but still wondering if it is safe enough, or if the danger awaits them and they must stay out. Rogar then took some time to investigate the arena and has signed himself up for the solo bracket in the coming tournament starting tomorrow. And that is basically where we left off with you guys. So, from there, I want to see what's going through Jacob's mind and what he's thinking at this time. So, Jacob and Diana, what's going on with you guys?
Hey. Okay. After he had finished his short little rest, regained a spell slot. All right. Okay. I need to look different. I do not look ready for this at all. I haven't seen them in forever. I don't know what they're gonna think. I don't even know. There's a second one? I thought there was only a first one. There's a lot.
Jacob,
Yes?
first off, does it really matter what you look like given they probably don't even remember you? At all.
Well,
And secondly, wouldn't the second one have been born after you left?
probably.
So she doesn't know you exist?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want them to,
Do you really think starting a conversation based on your appearance being a lie being the best idea?
Nice.
Because look at it this way, if you use your magic to change your appearance, try to tell them who you are, and then you drop the spell, they might think you were lying to begin with.
I'm not changing all of my appearance. I'd still look the same.
It's still changing it, Jacob. It's still lying to them to a certain degree.
Well,
Which is not how you want to start things, trust me.
moving it up. I'm not
Look.
planning on staying, so I'd much rather them, if they're going to meet family, not meet a, frankly, disabled family.
So, you don't want them to actually meet their brother. Because losing your eyes and the war and the scar that came with it is what made a lot of who you are. And you're going to be hiding and lying about that. Which is something they don't deserve. You're probably the only family they have left. And trying to start that off with a lie because you're ashamed or you want to hide it or anything else. If they want to accept you as their brother and their family, they need to meet you. Not an illusion of you.
You know what? That's a very good quote. I need to write that down. Sorry. Okay, and we're scrolling back up for now. So, it's less about not being me, as it's more about that's not me. I'm not their brother. I haven't been their brother since I left. The person who's going to meet them was the person who was their brother. I'm not that person.
Except you're not him anymore. So you'd still be lying to them. You have told me time and time again that you're not him anymore. In fact, you literally just denounced them. Or did I imagine that whole thing?
No.
You can still meet them without needing an illusion, Jacob. There was a war. With war comes scars and disabilities.
I just want them to be something they could be proud of. That's all.
So surviving, escaping, creating a life for yourself, and becoming an insane magic user isn't something to be proud of. Because you don't have eyesight.
I don't.
So, everything I fell in love with is something to be ashamed of.
Oh.
Gonna sit there. He's gonna get. I can't scroll down.
I'm sorry.
For that reason.
She pulled up Princess Bride.
This is why I have not scrolled down. He is going to set out his book, scroll to the last page, as he's been known to do, and he's going to cast Seeming on himself. He's going to look exactly the same. Cleaner clothes, cleaner hair.
You could just take a bath.
That's They're in the middle of... They're not in the city. Where is he going to take a bath at?
I don't know, a
I'm
river?
sorry, I just find the comment funny.
So, he's going to look the same, just cleaned. More clean than he's been in a bit, since his clothes are going to look nicer after all. The ones he's wearing have a few holes in them.
Spike holes.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure their clothes probably look exactly the same.
So, just...
No, no, he's got a couple of holes in there.
It's a pretty large hole.
And some blood stains.
Oh yeah, their clothes probably don't have blood stains now. Never mind.
So he's just gonna look like a cleaner version of what he's already looks like.
Okay.
And
He puts the book up and so how do I speak to them? I'm not good with people.
to be entirely fair, I was raised practically as an only child, even with the gypsies. However, anytime a new orphan came to the caravan, the best way we integrated them was to let them talk first. They will automatically set guidelines or parameters on what they would or wouldn't be willing to talk about or hear based on their own form of conversation.
Right. Okay. And as he's kind of listening and responding, in his brain, so, Jeremiah, I guess we're meeting some people you've never met yet.
Interesting.
I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this.
Well, I don't have memories of family, so I don't know how to deal with such things. But I would say that your friend Diana speaks very true words.
Huh. The ring complimented you.
Thank you, I think?
I don't know if you could hear Jeremiah, but she said thanks.
Yes. I understood.
So is this going to become some weird, like, you and I are together, but there's a third wheel brother thing, kind of like, Hrim I'm used to!
I mean...
Hrim's a bird! No offense to Hrim.
Hrim is more than a bird, for one.
I didn't say he was just a bird, I said he was a bird.
He can also be a cat.
And spiders, apparently.
And bats, but that's not really useful. So...
And chickens!
Yes.
Sorry.
I think... I mean, realistically, he's just kind of like a, word of the wise. A wise man, I guess? Kind of?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I'm trying to figure out a little bit more about him.
Have you asked?
I mean, right now... Yes and no. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of memories. I haven't pressed him on anything yet.
I mean, to be fair, being a soul trapped inside a ring, I can imagine, depending on how long it's been or how he ended up in it, he might not have any.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a way to get him out of the ring.
There should be a way to get him out of the ring. I mean, there's a way to unlock giant evil spirits from other items, so I don't see why you can't just unlock a single soul from a ring.
Well, my problem is I don't...
Would he have anywhere to go?
That's what I'm meaning. Is there a way to, like, put him into something?
I think you would need a fairly fresh dead body for that.
I mean, we kill
And
people
then
a
I
lot.
think we're crossing into necromancy territory, and...
And Galdor's not here no more.
I'll keep that in mind. And,
That does... it doesn't remind me of something, but... When you meet them... The best thing you could probably ask first is if the older one even remembers having a brother.
Okay, that's...
That'll set a lot of how to handle this up for you.
Okay, well, I guess that's a good start. Now, do I go into detail on how they...
No, don't go
Okay.
into detail. Because of the war, you were recruited, you served your time, shit happened, you ended up prisoner, more shit happened. You don't need to go into detail. They're still fairly... You don't need to go into detail around the young one.
Alright. Makes sense. But didn't you say about the-
And about... Unless they ask, I wouldn't show them the scar. You can tell them you have a scar across your eyes that took your sight, but unless they ask, I wouldn't show it to them.
Well, I wasn't going to show them that. Especially not the young one. I don't know how that would really go. But according to what Eurydice said, she might enjoy seeing that? I don't know. It was a very strange conversation. Apparently she tried to fight someone with a dagger?
Oh, did they give her the dagger?
I mean, yes, but...
Now she's giving small children daggers. Wonderful.
I'm... Honestly, I'm not surprised by anything at this point.
I still am, and I don't know why I am.
I fell through a hole and had about 5 different spikes lodged into my torso. Anything
Wait, that
could
was
happen.
you that I heard fall?
Yeah?
You're so squishy, how are you alive?
No, that's a good question.
A fly lands on you or a mosquito bites you and you normally almost die.
Hey, look, I'm not that...
The
Okay,
dreaded
look,
house cat of doom takes him out.
It's not... Either way, look, it's fine. I got healed by, a friend of Soon's?
You would
Soon.
remember that is correct.
I
With
miss
your-
Soon.
With your keen mind feed, you would remember that.
Soon was nice, yeah.
You hated Soon!
I didn't like what he did, but he's still nice.
You hated Soon because I got along with him.
Again. I didn't say he wasn't nice.
You literally said you hoped you never met him again.
I have my reasons.
Jealousy isn't a reason!
I still didn't say he wasn't nice. I said that I didn't like him. Never said that I didn't think he was nice.
That kind of goes hand in hand with it, Jacob.
No. So, anyways,
So do you want me to stay around? Should I shift into a fox and pretend to be a pet? What do you...
I'm...
What?
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 No. What? No. Why wouldn't you be around?
They're meeting their brother. I don't know if you want them to meet the brother and... What? I don't... What do I call this?
You know, that's a good question. He just shrugs. Like, I don't know.
Well, you have to understand, I'm normally not with the same person for multiple times, so I don't know how all this works, to be entirely honest.
Oh, fun. Well, this will be a great first, I guess. Time to meet... That's not... No.
How are you introducing me, is my question.
A friend? A close friend? I don't...
if you claim me as a close friend after what happened, and then I hear you call Eurydice a close friend, I'm cutting it off.
Duly noted. So everyone else is just friends. Got it.
My point being, I don't know if you want to introduce me as a lover or what, given we're not wed or anything, and generally that's how things work, from what I remember.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, you can be lovers before you're married. I mean, that's usually how it goes. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't around. I learned.
I mean, most weddings I saw growing up were arranged marriages between different gypsy clans, so...
Oh, yeah. Partner. Right? That works.
Yes?
This is my partner. Ta-da! Not the ta-da part. Okay, I won't use the ta-da. Okay, so we got that. Got that. I think we're ready?
Well, if you're not, we clearly have more issues. And
Fair
to
enough.
be honest... Last time I dealt with a child, I was like 16.
I mean, we kind of dealt with the child like a little
I
bit
don't
ago.
count Rhea! She was... Rhea was not a child, she was a torment.
Okay, I mean... Alright. Well, we... Yeah, okay, yeah, children. I've met children.
That's my walks.
That's about all I know. So, this is gonna go great.
I mean... It should be fine. It's not like I'm drunk.
Alright, well, guess, we just wait and get ready.
Alright, well, while you continue to have mild panic, I have sheet music to write. Have I told you how hard it is to write sheet music? Normally just making shit up on the fly is fine for me. But having to actually keep track of notes and lyrics and everything else is a pain in the ass. I wouldn't advise it.
I mean, isn't it just, like, writing in general?
Well,
Just
it's...
put it in a spot.
It's not a fact of is it just writing. It's a fact of I have to keep repeating the same notes over and over and over to get it to progress, and after a while you get sick of hearing it.
Oh, alright, well,
It's like trying to write a book, and the more you reread old chapters, the more angry you get with the old chapters.
Mood. That is a writer's worst nightmare.
I can get that. I don't like really realistically going back and having to rememorize my spells, but it's what I have
And
to
doing
do.
it over and over and over and over and over again. Every day. For hours.
Well, then take a break.
If I don't, the stupid harp won't do what I want it to.
Then continue doing it until the harp is done? I don't... What do you want me to say? just strum it a
Just
bunch,
smile
right?
and nod, Jacob. Just smile and nod.
Well,
All right. So while you guys are doing that, are you planning on then trying to go into the city to meet them?
No,
or-
they Zeros bringing them to us. Remember?
All right. So, at that point, while you guys are having this discussion and working things out, let's pop over to you three. So, currently, Rogar, you are still kind of in the entryway of the arena. You had just gotten done talking to, I would say, however you want to call him, the person who is signing you up. The registrar. How's that? So you were talking to the registrar, and she actually brought you back and showed you what the different tournament prizes were. And I'm going to give you a little bit more information on this now, too. She kind of points out the different prizes and says, being that you have entered the solo category, the champion of the solo category will be able to pick 2 of these items. And again, she points them out to you, and what you see is a small wooden case, about maybe 1.5 feet long, and then like 6 by 6, tall and wide. She says that, or this is one option, and she points out this gorgeous sword that has your family's crest on the pommel. And I mean, it is new, and in fact, I need you to roll a straight intelligence check.
A 2.
A total 2?
Yeah, 3 minus 1.
Oh my
2.
goodness. Okay.
I'm not intelligent.
It
Boy.
it looks beautiful. It looks beautiful, and you're just kind of confused as how a sword with your family's crest could have ended up here, and what the hell that means. You're not able to put it together. You also see what looks to be a very nice cloak hanging up in kind of this. It's basically a display case that they have, and there's a very nice looking cloak that is hanging up in there. It has an edge around it. It is trimmed in like a silver threading going all the way along it. The cloak itself is a deep blue, and it is very finely crafted. It looks very nice. And then you also see this big great axe, and it is very rustic looking, but just glancing at it, you can tell this thing looks sturdy. It might look like it was, crafted not to look pretty. It was kind of thrown together almost, is what it looks like, but it seems very sturdy. And in fact, on closer look at it, it looks like the haft of this great axe is actually a very, very large bone of something. That is what you see in there. And then there's one other thing you also see, which is just resting on like a silk cloth. There is this it's small, almost too small to be called a dagger, but it is clearly a dagger. But the blade of the weapon, that also looks kind of like a bone, or maybe a tooth or something like that.
Okay.
I want it. I know what it is and I want it.
No, you do not know. You do not know.
And destroy it afterwards.
No.
So that is what you see in the display case, and she says the winner of the solo event will get to pick two. The team will get the other three if whoever wins the team event, and you split the gold that's in the purse between the team and the solo. So the solo person is going to get half of the entire pot, whereas a team is going to have to split up whatever half that they've got by however many members in their team.
Oh wow, it can be more than two.
Yes.
That's cool. Quick question. The use of magic, is that allowed, frowned upon? I've been to quite arenas where they allow it.
She smiles big at you, and she just looks over towards the arena, and her finger is pointing that way, and you look over there. And in the arena, you currently see what looks to be a fairly small and frail-looking woman. She, quite old. And there is a giant bear creature. It's the largest bear you've ever seen. That is standing up there roaring. And she unleashes some kind of array of lightning from her fingertips that sparks in all directions around her. And then forms into a ball and slams into the bear. Some of the lightning actually goes out towards the audience, and you see as it comes to the edge of the arena, the shimmering of a barrier as it bounces off the edge.
Anti-magic.
Excuse me. She says, as you can see, all abilities are welcome.
Okay, well, I'll see you tomorrow.
Grim. Very well. Bright and early, the first round starts at dawn.
Okay, super early.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, then Rogar would definitely peace out.
Okay. And so, do you have anywhere you are planning on heading at this time?
I guess I would head back to that inn that I saw, just so I can get a room and
Okay.
crash.
It's fairly easy. It's basically kind of diagonal across the main thoroughfare from you. It's a very large inn and tavern. And looks like there's, got a lot going on. Even, this is getting around, I think around lunchtime or so. Around noon, maybe a little later. And you can already see that the porch is packed with a whole bunch of patrons enjoying food and ale and just having a good old time.
Okay.
All right. So, Eurydice and Zeroth. Now, had you guys split up yet at this point? I could not remember.
I wanted to, but now I want to retroactively go with them because
Okay.
the metro. I had the messages with Jacob, and now I want to see them so I can just gloat in their face like, "Oh my God, you got together finally! Yay!"
Okay. Okay. All right. So.
Fucking told you so.
So you guys are together. You still have. Actually, I think Renee grabbed Laurel, and you were tagging along with them, Zeroth, if I recall correctly, to go and collect their things. Oh, I think you're muted.
But yeah, that is what happened. I remember it.
Try again now. Nope, still muted.
Nope.
Hold on, let's see here. What is going on with that? Yeah, Yeah, he is muted. So, see if we can. Alright. I'm pretty sure that's what was going on. Hopefully we can figure out what's going on with your
I'll be both
microphone.
of us for now.
He's typing right now. Okay. Yep, you're helping him move stuff. Okay, so there we go. And he's.
Can you hear me now? There we go.
Oh
Yay!
yes, there we go. Now we got it. Okay, good deal. So yep, I saw your message. You're helping him move stuff. So that means if you're tagging along with them, you're to see you're both doing that. So you guys find yourselves, and if you've got Tailspire loaded up, I'm going to go ahead and switch to that screen once I get the correct map open, so that anyone who's watching can kind of see where they are actually at and what they're dealing with. But you find yourselves going through a large, very run-down building. There seems to be support beams that have been haphazardly put in place, as if not original to the building. Things that some of these residents, who are obviously, downtrodden and have no homes of their own, have found in order to try to shore up some of the floors and ceilings of this structure so that it doesn't collapse upon them. But it is very run down. It is very old as well. And I'm going to give either of you two, if you've got history, you can roll a history check.
Yeah.
Nope. Okay.
I've just got a 0 in
Okay.
history.
Alright. So, no. Neither of you two are proficient with history, so. Alright. Waiting for this map to load. It may be a little while here, so we'll wait on that. And as soon as that gets in, then I will get us to the location on the stream. But, while that is doing its thing. Oh, there we go. Got that. Okay, so as you enter this very run-down warehouse type building, it's just very large, open. What you see in there is just filth. It is awful. It is nasty. The denizens of this location are themselves covered in very dirty, ragged clothes, most of it threadbare. Some of them don't seem too friendly. You see many eyes looking your way as you walk in. Some of them seem to clutch onto
Just
knives.
glare back at them.
Okay.
Just like, I dare you.
I thought Eurydice was shopping.
No, she managed to catch up with them because
Yeah.
Jacob messaged Eurydice, and Eurydice heard that he had told her that.
Oh,
that-
yeah!
and Eurydice now wants to go and see them.
Gloat.
Yes, and say I told you so, and all that.
All right. Okay. So, hold on. Almost got this done. It was being a little bit of a pain. Okay, so. And there we go. Transition. Okay, so you are inside this building. If you can see it on Tailspire, it's just a rundown building. And you're now glaring back at them.
Do you mean this building?
Yes, I mean that building. That you have enveloped in a giant sphere of resonance. Yes. And in the building, like I said, it is just horrible conditions. And this is what these two young, girls were living in. They finally get to this back corner where their stuff is, and it is not much. You basically see a couple bedrolls. There is like a canvas tarp that they have kind of rigged over the location, mostly to keep the weather out, since the building itself isn't necessarily going to be waterproof when it rains. You can clearly see in some areas there are direct pathways right up to the sky. So, they've got those things. They've got a couple small things. It looks like a little fire that they have set up. A little few pieces of wood here and there, a pot, a couple bundles of clothes, and that's really about it. So they gather up their stuff, and they are more than willing to follow you guys back to the inn and claim that supply closet as theirs. So is there anything you wish to do?
I'm just gonna help them take the stuff back and then try and convince, because Eurydice doesn't know that they're Jacob's siblings. So what she's thinking is like, okay, help them, and then I can get Zeroth to go back, be my ride, and we can just go back to the others, and I can yell, "I told you so" of them.
Okay. All right. So they walk back to the inn. You guys, I assume, still kind of following them. They go up to the second floor of the inn, where there seem to be a bunch of rooms, and one of them Renee goes right up to. She opens up, and she starts kind of arranging some of the stuff in the supply closet to make some space, and sets up a little bed for herself and a little bed for Laurel, using their bedrolls, and starts stacking her stuff in there. And she actually has this huge smile on her face right now. It seems like she can't stop smiling. She's just looking around this relatively small room, basically, that does have some supplies in it. She's like in concentration, in thought right now. You hear her actually kind of muttering, like, okay, if I move this over here, and I stack these over here, then we'll have room over there. And maybe that can be, actually, if I put those two crates like that, that can be kind of a table for us. And she seems excited for once, since, for the few minutes that you've met her. She just seems genuinely happy. Laurel, on the other hand, is bored of this. She's like, okay, so we've got a room now, right? Can I go play? Renee's like, yes, love, but don't get into trouble.
Small child.
Actually, I was actually curious if you two wouldn't mind coming with us to meet some friends of ours that they're just right outside the city, actually.
Renee looks at you and goes, outside the city?
Yeah, not too far, actually.
I mean, I guess so.
Eurydice is looking at Zeroth very questioningly, and she's like, she looks over to Renee, and she's like, give us a minute. And she pulls Zeroth around. She's like, why do you want to bring him to Jacob and Diana?
Jacob had asked me to bring them.
Why?
I don't know.
He said they were his
asked.
sisters.
Oh.
He told you that.
You heard the echo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we do have another important matter. I was right, and those two totally got together. So we also need to keep that in mind. But okay, we can bring them to the other two.
Okay. Now, while you guys are having that discussion, Rogar, so you made your way to the inn in order to go and find a room.
Ah, yes.
And when you get there, I'm trying to find the right height for this. There we go. So when you get there, you enter, and you see a very large open space on this main floor that is packed with tables. Off to one side is a stage, and there's no music playing currently, but then you see along the back wall a very, very long bar, and there seems to be a whole bunch of barrels of various kinds of alcohol stacked up behind it, and you can smell food cooking coming out of what you're assuming is a kind of a little side kitchen around the corner from this long bar. And you see several people, running about in what looks like aprons and things like that, serving drinks, as well as a couple behind the bar. Like I said, it's about lunchtime now, and this place is actually pretty well packed. So they're doing some good business here.
Yeah, I mean, that's great for them. I would, I guess, approach the bar. That would make the most sense. Normally, the innkeeper stays around there.
Okay. So you see, as you approach the bar, there, behind the bar, there seems to be 3 people that are kind of hustling about to and fro. One of them, it's a little bit odd. You can tell this is a dwarf, but they seem to be your height.
Some big dwarf.
But this is definitely a dwarf. I mean, you've seen dwarves before. You know what dwarves look like. I mean, they're short. They're not that tall. But as you get a little closer, go ahead and give a perception check.
I hope he fails so he can just think it's a really tall dwarf.
14.
14. You actually, as you are at the bar, you kind of lean on the bar and look. You see that there is a shelf that has been built along the edge of the bar on the backside that this dwarf is standing on and walking along.
I was hoping he was wearing stilts.
No. And he walks over towards you and says, "What can I get for you?"
I need a room for the night and 2 meals to be brought up to my room.
A room and 2 meals. Okay. He goes, "Giselle." Yes. Empty room, standard, I assume. Yes? Or do you want the suite?
You know what? Let's go ahead and splurge. I have some plans for tomorrow. I'll take a suite.
Ah, good choice. Giselle, please escort our guest here. Your name, sir?
Michael.
Escort Sir Michael here to the suite. And a young woman, comes up to the bar, drops off a tray of drinks that she was carrying, and says, "Yes, sir." Comes to you and says, "Yes, Sir Michael, please, right this way."
Ooh, Sir Michael.
I almost feel like a noble again.
And she leads you towards the front of the building where the stairs are. You go up a flight of stairs, and as you get up this first flight of stairs, you come around and you see Zeroth and Eurydice standing in the hallway.
Eurydice will wave to Zeroth, and she'll be like, dude, you'll never guess what happened while we were gone.
You're waving to Zeroth, or you're
Wait,
waving to Rogar?
yeah, you're waving to Zero?
No, I'm waving to Rogar.
Okay,
you said me
Zero.
and
Waving to
Zero?
Zero.
Yeah, we're not the same person anymore.
You know what? I'm bad with names, okay? So
I'm so confused.
I am waving at Rogar because I assume with my passive perception, I have noticed him.
Yep. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yes. I noticed everything. And, I wave and I was like, Rogar, dude, you'll never guess what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob and Diana, they totally got together.
I did suggest for them to do that.
Okay, but we can all agree that I called it, right?
Sure.
I get dibsies on I told you so.
By any chance, if you guys are gonna attend the tournament or the arena fighting tomorrow, you might want to do that. Like, sign up tonight. I don't know if you'll make it in time for tomorrow.
Rogar. Sorry, Sarah. That's.
Everyone mixes this up.
Shut up.
Only the tall ones.
She gets them all confused. She's known too many tall people. Even though she doesn't remember part of half of them.
She only comes up to like their chests at most, and not even for Zeroth. So, like everything above that strains her neck to look up. So she just doesn't even notice the face.
Yeah.
It's like I notice belly buttons and stomachs and stuff.
Parts of armor.
Yeah.
Wait, Zero doesn't even wear armor.
I'd recognize that belly button anywhere.
That's how I know you're Ruger and he's Zeroth.
I don't know.
So anyway, you were saying there, Eurydice, to Zeroth.
Oh yes, she's now like tapping Zeroth frantically, just like Zeroth. We should sign up for the tournament.
I agree.
Cool, team. I'm tiny and squishy, you're big and strong. We're doing a team.
The way you just described that just kind of made it sound like I'm the pros, you're the cons.
I'm tiny and squishy, but I can get up close and stab people.
Sorry, that's the way I heard it. My bad.
I just have less hit points, okay?
I get that.
What are those?
You have hit points.
Yeah, don't worry. It's a strange word that we've invented here. Please don't tell anyone about it.
Yeah.
All right. So about that time that you guys are having this discussion, the door to the supply closet area opens back up, and Renee comes out. Laurel is kind of right behind her on her hip.
Another child.
And says,
Young adult.
So you mind explaining what you mean about meeting your friends?
Sarah, take it away.
I have a friend who thinks he knows you. He claims to be very close to you. I figured it'd be best for you guys to introduce each other and whatnot. And also, I haven't seen them in a couple of days, so figured on the way.
Renee kind of crosses her arms a little bit.
And then I'll escort you right back to the town.
I can always give boss dude enough gold to make sure you can stay out for the rest of the day.
Laurel pipes up. It says, "Oh, please, Renee. Come on, you can trust them. I mean, they took care of me."
Small child is so trusting, and I love her.
Small child's
Renee
going
says,
where it's going.
She says, "All right, fine. But you have to make sure that the boss gets paid. And we want a big meal.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, I guess I can go hunting.
Or we can just buy the food.
I don't have money, so my first instinct is to
money.
go kill something.
I have money and I can steal money from people, so...
Oh, there you go.
Or you could just ask Diana to cook.
I don't
Yeah,
know
but-
if you can cook.
But where's the fun in
You
that?
haven't cooked for us yet. I haven't even got a proper meal from Diana.
Shit, he's been with you guys longer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you got a
kind of
long time to
assume
wait.
Diana's the only one that knows how to cook among all of you.
Well, Oak probably knew how to cook.
Yeah, Roker had to learn how to cook.
You don't think Jacob knows?
No.
Would be afraid Jacob mix up
Jacob.
ingredients.
Yeah, Jacob would kill
When
us.
will you know if it's burnt?
Oh, smell.
I can smell
Grim?
I can hear the sizzle. I mean,
Something doesn't seem right with
Would
this
love
food.
to watch you try to cook a steak just based on the sound of a sizzle to see if it's done.
that'd be
Hey,
fun.
I guarantee you there's got to be people out there that can do that.
We are not them.
I'll make
I
some
could
calls
see her
on
like messing with him somehow, like during cooking. He's going to grab something, she just replaces the
Yeah.
item. They keep sizzling, but it's not steak anymore.
It's just charcoal.
Oh my god! You know that.
Just
You know
doesn't
what that-
seem right.
I'm sorry. You know what that reminds me of? Have you guys seen the Punisher movie that's got John Travolta in it? It's like it's older.
Yeah, with the popsicle.
Where he takes the popsicle and stick it, and he's got a steak and a blowtorch behind his back to make the sizzling sound and the smell of burning flesh.
That was a great scene.
Yep. All right. Anyway, sidetracked. Blindfold cooking contest time. Yes. Okay.
I'm done.
What time of day is it?
It is around noon. It is lunchtime.
Okay.
It's lunchtime.
How long do we think it'll take to get them to the others?
You estimate at least, I would say at least 3 hours.
Okay.
Probably
Wow,
about
you guys are
an
super
hour.
far away.
Probably about an hour to get through the city, and another 2 hours to get to where they're at.
Okay. Then you know what? I will leave the I told you so's for later. I will sign us up for the tournament, and I will get us money.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Diana
right.
wants to see Fredo.
Yes,
And-
but
Like we can
tournament.
do it on the way, right? We could sign up for the tournament on the way out of town.
Yeah, but this way you guys. Fine,
You
we'll just
could.
go.
And
Struggling over
And-
here.
Giselle over here just quickly says, "So Michael, would you?
Oh, yes, yes.
Would you like to see your room before you?"
Oh yeah, your
No,
name's
I'm
Michael
sorry.
written down.
Yeah.
Totally clear cover, dude.
I go by many names. Michael is the preferred. I'm not
No
going
worries.
with
No worries, sir. Okay. So she takes you up another flight of stairs,
No, Jesus.
and you're on the third floor here, and she shows you your room, which you have purchased one of the smaller of the two suites.
Yeah.
And hold on, let me turn this on because that just makes things a lot easier to see. All right, there we go. But purchase one of the smaller of the two suites, which you enter into and you see is actually very nicely furnished. There is a very large bed, equivalent to like a king bed, you would say, and
Really
it looks to be adequate storage for your stuff, an armoire, some shelves, a kind of like a foot locker, a large foot locker. There's even a bearskin rug, and you see another door which Giselle goes to and kind of opens up and says, and here's your patio, which when you look out upon, you see that there is a nice patio that it is private. It doesn't have the best of views. It is looking actually at another building, but it does get some air, and it's private, and you can hang out there, and there's a table and chairs and stuff. So you've got a decent room. She says, when would you like your meal, sir?
He looks up into the air real quick. I was like, looks down at my watch, and I was like, I don't have a watch. One.
No, it's like the Patrick Star watch. You know, it's just drawn on your.
Oh hell no! He would never.
Why are you looking at your wrist, sir?
My arm itched for a second, but I'm just using my mental capacity to scratch it away. Let's get one as soon as possible, and then one promptly at 6 p.m.
Yes, sir. Of course. And she goes ahead and she, describes to you what they have available. And after you've made your choice,
delicious.
She's like, "Okay, got it," and she takes off.
Before you leave,
yes.
Is there any? I forgot who the goddess is. Temples of Istis? Was that the goddess?
Yeah,
yes.
it was Istis.
Yes. Yes.
Wow, of course I can remember my future betrothed's church. Everything else in the game, I'm like, I don't remember. Istis, yeah.
Yes.
Is there a temple of Istis around here?
I believe so, sir. We have a temple of Palor right across the way, but the city is quite large, and there are several temples throughout the city. I believe Istis is one of them.
Oh, amazing. Thank you.
No worries, sir.
I'll throw her 3 gold.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
She takes that, she puts that in a little pouch in her pocket, and there is a huge smile on her face, and as she exits the room, she kind of looks back over her shoulder at you, and you think you see a little something there like, this guy, wow.
Oh, no, please, ma'am.
I love how Diana's not
one
the
interest.
only... I love how Diana...
No, go ahead, what were you saying?
I love how Diana's not the only one who does not understand how much money is worth what it is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's kind of used to throwing around money. He heard Sir. He's like back in his noble headspace. He's like, yeah, fuck it. 3 gold. That's nothing to me. As I'm verging on being poor.
Yeah. So she then, she is just kind of a quick look over the shoulder with an obviously interested kind of seductive, like, wow, I didn't really look at him in that light, but damn, husband material. And then she closes the door and she leaves.
Are you trying to do the careless whisper thing?
Oh, you heard me.
Yeah.
Just doing it quietly.
And then she, a little bit later, it's about 15 minutes later, you hear a knock at the door.
I will mage hand it open.
Okay. And
I haven't done that in a while.
As it opens, you see her eyes kind of go wide as she sees, are you sitting on the bed or hanging out, like?
Actually, Rogar has he is in his noble clothes, but he's taken off his armor and he's polishing it.
Okay, so you're sitting on the foot of the bed, or maybe on the kind of the foot locker, and polishing your armor. And she sees you sitting there, yet the doors are opening on their own, and her eyes kind of go wide for a second, and she's like, "Oh my, wow!" And she comes and takes the tray of food and sets it on a table that's in the room, and says, I should have asked. Do you want this out on the balcony or in here?
Out on the balcony. I think that would be quite nice. I haven't had a balcony meal in a while.
Okay.
Thinks back to when I'm 12.
and so she picks the tray back up, which you can see is loaded with food, and there's looks to be 2 pitchers on there as well of ale. I mean, this thing is loaded. And as she picks the tray up, and heads towards the balcony. You can't help but notice, you think it's on purpose, but she seems to be walking in such a way that her skirts are swinging back and forth really wide. Like her hips are really kind of going to town, trying to show it off a little bit. And then she puts the tray on the table out on the balcony, comes back in to the main room, and then heads to the door. All the while, she's just kind of looking at you. And then she closes the doors with kind of like the grab both of them and kind of bow as you close them, kind of the butlery thing.
Mm-hmm.
And as she does, she's just maintaining eye contact with you with a smile on her face the whole time.
All I'm picturing is the two sisters from Cinderella when their dresses would like over-exaggerate lips.
That's it. That's exactly it.
Wait, which Cinderella are we talking? The animated one?
Yeah.
Or
I think the animated one.
Animated.
Yeah.
Animated.
Okay.
Which, by the way, Rogar, she's not bad looking, but she's average. Let's put it that way. She's very average looking, kind of a plain Jane.
Yeah.
Nice enough, and the personality nice enough, but
Nice enough.
yes, but you have seen some stunning women over the course of your life. She's not really one of them. Yeah.
I can. One's at the top of my head right now.
Yes, there is one. I'm sure she's got some scars going across her face, but even so.
There's like
Wait.
power.
Eurydice has scars across her face.
No, not. Oh
Hey,
god.
scar across his face. Oh god.
No.
Yes.
Oh my god. There's too many. I have to go fix y'all.
Technically, Diana also has a scar across her face because it goes from her right temple down to her jawline, and then from just below her ear down to her chin in like a crossed fashion.
What's the deal with everyone in here using their face to block the weapons? Come on, guys.
I don't know. I'm over here like I have no scars. I tried to avoid damage.
Well, for Diana, she actually got it from her mom as a way to mar her beauty as she got older, so that way she wouldn't be as pretty as her mother, so nobody would like divert their attention to Diana rather than to her.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, you've now settled down into your hotel room.
Eurydice doesn't remember how she got these scars.
And Zeroth and Eurydice, you now have Renee and Laurel in tow.
I did send you a message, by the way.
Yeah, I will check those out. But you have those two in tow, so how far? Okay, not that one. So.
Oh yeah, before leaving, Eurydice would have given the dude bro owner man another 50 for another 50 gold for the girls to be able to just one, to make sure that they're able to stay in that room for as long as possible, and two, to make sure that just to say they're staying out for the rest of the day.
And then they're gonna get 10 platinum from Diana.
And then now who exactly are you telling this to? The owner?
The owner man.
Okay, so when you go to find the owner man, you see the the people bustling about in the main area of the tavern, and you approach the bar, and you see the dwarf. That's not the guy you met with before. But he seems to be kind of in charge of what's going on. And he says, when you approach him, he says, "Oh, right. Let me get the boss."
Thank you.
And he runs towards the kitchen. You see, he kind of hops off the ledge.
Does Eurydice see a wanted board, like a wanted board anywhere in this tavern in the downstairs? Okay,
nope.
Cool.
There's, with your passive perception, you would have noticed something like that in here. there doesn't seem to be anything like that. You do see
Okay.
some things attached to the walls, but they all look to be like advertisements for entertainment or like so and so the bard here, next Wednesday or whatever, so you see some advertisements and things like that, but no wanted posters. So the dwarf comes back. He brings out the owner, and it's the same guy you met with before. And he's like, yes, can I help you?
Oh, Renee, she's gonna stay out for the rest of the day. And here's just a little more incentive to make sure that I actually keep that room for as long as possible. And she hands over the 50 gold.
And he kind of held it and feels the heft of it, and he's like, you know what? Not only will I honor that, how would you like to have the presidential suite complimentary?
That would be wonderful, thank you. Would my giant Goliath friend be able to stay as well?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
And he looks to the dwarf and he smiles big and he says, that's good work, partner. Yes. And then he heads back towards the kitchen. And then you guys head off. You guys head off. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what happens is you guys begin heading off, and as you're coming out of the tavern and walking down the main thoroughfare, you do see the arena coming up on your right. And you guys enter, or?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
This 1 second is brought to you by Critical Hit Gaming Supplies. All your gaming needs, Critical Hit Gaming Supplies.
Alright, got that taken care of. Alright, so when you enter the arena, it very much looks like a newer building. Very nice. Well constructed. And as you come through, you see basically the registrar, a desk off to the right as you enter the doors, and a woman sitting there. And she says, can I help you?
Yes, me and my friend, my giant Goliath friend Zeroth and I, we would like to, I hear there's a tournament, and we'd like to join the teams.
She sees Zeroth come in, she goes, but wait.
This is gonna be fun.
You look almost just like him. I could have sworn
He's
it was
my older
him.
brother.
Oh, he's my older brother.
You're the brother of the stone thrower?
Yeah. The gnome crusher.
She goes, I see. Come to try to win back the axe he donated.
The axe he donated.
Well, yes, he couldn't afford the entry fee, so he said it was an old axe that he didn't use anymore. He said, asked if it would be good enough, and, well, to be honest, he must not have known what he had, because neither did we at first, but it's worth quite a bit more than 10 gold. I cannot believe he gave that to us, but that is
Guess
what
I'll
he
have
wanted.
to try to win that back.
So she points to both of you. You're entering
Yep.
Yes.
as a team?
Yes.
Yes.
Ah, very well. She says, You said Gnome Crusher, right?
Yes.
She writes it down. And your name, young lady?
Eurydice.
And she writes down Eurydice. And she says,
Eurydice.
That will be 10 gold apiece, please.
And Eurydice just like looks at Zara and she's just like, you don't have money. she pays the entrance fee for both of them.
Okay.
I get by just hunting, okay?
Okay. And then she takes you back and she shows you the trophy case of the prizes and explains, to you basically what you heard from Rogot, I can't speak today. Rogar's description that he got. And she explains that in the morning, the solo fights will begin. And they will alternate between solo fights. They will go round 1 of the solos, and then round 1 of the team fights. And then they will do round 2 for each. And then the final rounds will be determined who gets to the finals based on basically who's left. They also explain the general rules of the arena.
I assume there's no killing.
Well, let's just say...
Accidents happen.
Yes, accidents happen, but we do have the support of the Church of Pelor, and they provide us on retainer with 3 of their wonderful clerics who provide medical services. So shall we say, we have not lost a combatant in quite some time. However, some, as you see her point to the arena, where you currently see in the arena someone fighting something that it looks very much like a giant lizard on 2 legs.
Okay, metagaming. It's another dinosaur, isn't it?
Yes.
Yay.
And she says sometimes the beasts, it is very, very expensive to heal them. It is much cheaper to replace them. So many times if a beast is too far gone, it will, unfortunately, things happen. But we do our best to even keep them.
Now I just want a dinosaur.
And she explains that in the arena, like I said, all abilities and magic are used and are welcomed. They like to see variety. They like to see new things. The crowd is ever thirsting for the next big thrill. And there is no worry, as there is a magical barrier that protects the audience from any effects that are occurring on the arena floor. And as you look at the arena floor, you realize, okay, while that may be the case, the arena itself is not super huge. It is approximately 25 feet across and about 35 feet long. There is not a ton of space in there. It is going to be close quarters.
Haha. I excel at that.
So, that is kind of a rundown that she gives you. She also says that the first rounds will be happening at dawn tomorrow, the first solo rounds, and then again after that will be the team rounds, round 1. And she says, we can't wait to see you there.
Eurydice is looking at the prizes. Is she able to notice anything about them? Like, cool stuff?
Just the descriptions I gave you.
But what about that weird box?
It just looks like a weird box.
Eurydice is gonna point at it and she's gonna ask the lady, she's like, "What's the weird box?"
Oh, that is a surprise. If someone chooses it, then they get the item inside and the box itself, which the box is actually quite valuable. You can see how well made it is. But it's the surprise. And, well, honestly, it all depends on who gets it. All these prizes, all 5 of them, will be gone at the end. 2 to the winner of the solo, and 3 to the team that wins the team competition.
Cool.
And you also
Really hope that box isn't some joke gimmick. Just slide it back and the spider comes out.
It's just one of those boxes. It's one of those boxes you open it up, or you flip a switch on top, and it opens up, and a little thing comes out and flips the switch back and pops back in.
Supposed to back, yeah. I'd be pissed. I'd be so mad.
Love those.
Like, really.
The box is just green. It's just a piece of the box.
All right, so that is what she explains about the arena, and you're all signed up and set. So, do you head out at this time?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And as you are, as you head out again, as I said, it's going to take you about 3 hours to get there. So, Rogar, what are you doing this time? You just kind of taking care of your equipment, hanging out in your room, or is there anything you wanted to do in particular?
Since I know I have some time, I am going to
Still hurts.
bust out my disguise kit. I'm already not wearing my armor. But yeah, I'll take out my supplies. Disguise kit, not supplies kit. And I'll try to change my pants as much as I can.
Okay.
Just so I can pay a visit to a certain temple.
Okay. All right, so you're working on that. And Jacob and Diana, well, 3 hours are passing. Is there anything you guys want to do?
So, would he know the name? Or would he know... Yeah, would he know the name of the person from Paylor that they're trying to get the knuckle bones back to?
You just know that it is the
Okay,
Church of
told them.
Paylor in Asteron. And, well, you would know that, if I can think today, that, man.
Have I met any of them?
I don't think you
Asking
actually.
Lance.
I don't think you actually met him. No, I don't think you met Father Dimspoon.
No, but
No.
wouldn't Oak have told us about
Yeah,
him?
that I think. I
No,
think
no,
Oak
they
probably would.
did meet Father Dimspoon.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, they met Father Dimspoon, and because that was when Dimspoon came to the inn to tell
We had
and Rhea
right
that,
when we all met each other.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Okay.
Episode 1
So
from me
yes.
and Jacob.
Yep. Okay. So yes, you have met Father Dimspoon, so you know that
All right.
he's, he's kind of been the one that has been helping, the original party members and everything along the way with this, and was helping Oak and Rhea and everyone to deal with this, and needed the knuckle bones returned. He had managed to broker the deal, so that with the rest of the church higher ups, to get them to agree that okay, here they can prove their worth by doing this. If they do that, all right, then they're the right people to hold on to this.
All right. So,
Diana is actually, while they're sitting there, she's gonna go, so that walk I went on earlier, I should probably mention, the bodies are gone?
well, I mean, I'm not surprised.
I don't know how.
Well, if I had to guess, Either gods got them, or our favorite friend came back and retrieved them, and may or may not have taken them to their church to try to bring them back.
And if that's the case, they would know we're out here?
Relatively. They wouldn't know exactly where we are.
Hmm.
If they get too close, I can very quickly kill them.
Comforting.
So, anyways, I got to use this last one for today, and he pulls out his wire. And he's gonna use his last spell slot that's high enough to do it to cast Sending.
Alright.
He's gonna send it to Father Dimspoon.
Okay.
Hello. It's been a very long time. We got the knuckle bones. Is that one word or two?
I'll count it as one.
Got the knuckle bones. On the way back, we are in South Cut's capital.
Okay. You get a response. He says, "Oh, my. Paneum? Why are you in that direction?" Never mind. As long as you have the knuckle bones. Please travel safe. See you soon.
2 years later.
2 years later.
1,000 years later.
No, sorry. Alright, so...
Alright, so they know we're on the way. Wondering why we were off in this direction. Can't really send him a reason why, because I don't have any more, but... They know we're on the way, so there's that.
There's that.
Okay.
So,
Tomorrow morning, try to speak to him again and see if they might be able to get us there faster.
I will see.
Because 2 major city capitals might have teleportation circles to each other inside their churches. And if we can be guaranteed teleportation, we can get to the church and hopefully avoid the guards.
So you're saying to go into the city?
Only if the teleportation is guaranteed.
Alright.
We have to find out first before we go into the city.
Well, of course, I can't just willy-nilly do it. I'm not good at speaking to people, A, to convince them that I could. And yeah, and as you said, and as I said earlier, that I'm tapped out on being able to do that now. So in the morning, I'll send another message and let them know.
All I know is this better be worth it, because quite frankly, how lucky do you think we could be if Redstone just died of a heart attack and we didn't have to worry about the, charges against us anymore?
Seeing as that's probably not possible.
I mean, I'm just saying, if we hope hard enough, maybe something good will happen.
Maybe if we wish hard enough on it.
Maybe if you let Eurydice know who this lady is, she'll go and kill her.
Oh, don't worry, Diana's going to be giving her all of the tea when she sees Eurydice.
Yes.
So,
Alright.
Spill the tea.
Alright, so anything else you two are gonna, do, long term, or are you just kind of hanging out you know,
making
camp, making food, kind of making camp. And,
like she'll look at Jacob and be like, "Am I making food? Because I've been making things for just us, but now there's other people."
I mean, I guess I don't know if they've eaten or not.
Well, it seems like a waste of supplies if I don't know now.
2 hours, maybe 25, 26, 27.
You know, you don't have to count out loud every single time.
Helps keep it track. It's realigning the numbers in the head so that I can continue keeping it. So.
You can't ask Jeremiah to do that now?
I'd much rather do it myself.
Okay, can you do it quietly? Because when you start saying numbers out loud, it throws off my count for the sheet music.
I'm not saying it aloud every time.
Jacob, you do it every time.
When I talk about the time, yes. But am I always talking about the time? Only when asked.
Knock it off.
Alright, so Rogar, you said that during the long trek of the others that you got your disguise kit out and everything. I'll say all that stuff only took you about an hour to, you finished polishing your armor, you had your meal, you used your disguise kit and everything and got yourself ready. So you got about 2 hours before the interaction over at the outside of the town. So what are you doing? Oh, I think you're muted.
I am muted. I am gonna go look for the Temple of Istis. I'm gonna regret this.
Okay, so
no,
it
you're
takes
literally signing our death warrant.
So it takes you a good while. Are you just gonna walk around, or are you asking around? How are you going about finding it?
I would ask around.
Okay. I'll say that it takes you probably a good half an hour to finally find someone who is able to give you what you think are good directions to where the temple is. And then it takes you about another 45 minutes to walk there, because it's almost at the edge of the actual town where you were starting out in the middle, and it's about an hour walk. So you finally get to where you do see a temple with the symbol of Istis on it. It stands before you, waiting.
What do I have? A hood? Do I have anything that can cover me?
I would say with the disguise kit that simple things like that are probably part of it. Hoods and stuff like that. Because you're trying to conceal your identity or change your appearance. So I would say that stuff like that is part of it.
I'm sure I have some fake elf ears.
Okay.
That's a little
Yeah. Some spirit gum to attach them properly.
Yeah. I will enter the building.
Okay. So as you come in, you see it opens up into the nave of this temple. It's actually a fairly simple temple. And it looks like everything inside this temple seems to be placed in what to your eyes looks like an abnormal position.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to be ordered and aligned like you've seen in Temples of Palor, where you grew up in this, and they had rows of pews exactly aligned to each other, all facing the altar, and everything seems symmetrical and right. Well, these don't seem ordered. They are kind of at different directions, some of the furniture within this nave. But on closer inspection, they seem to have like some kind of purpose to their positioning throughout the church. One set of pillows, basically, for which you assume are for kneeling, are actually set off facing to the west to what looks like a small shrine. A main altar actually is on the north end of the church, and at that main altar there are but 5 chairs on either side that are not directly facing the altar, but are facing it kind of at angles. They're each in a row at angles.
Okay.
And then, so it's all, there's purpose to this, and it seems like it's a little odd for your tastes based on what you've seen.
Mm.
And as you enter in, you see a few of the members, whether they are actual members of the church or just parishioners, or if they're clergy. It's actually hard to tell. Their clothing all seems very bland, grays mostly. They could all be actual ordained clerics, or they could be a mix. You're not sure. But one of them approaches you.
Oh, God.
And says, "Yes, sir. What can the House of Istis do for you?"
I didn't think this through all the way.
No, he did.
I just seek knowledge. During my travels, I came across a priestess of Estes, and I was enlightened by her actions. And it doesn't hurt to guess as Estes wills. Tenebris, you're still my main. Don't worry. I'm just looking at other options real quick.
He says, "Well, if you wish to worship, please, you must wear the proper attire." And she points to a kind of roped off, curtained off area. Basically, it looks kind of like a changing booth, if you want to put it that way.
Okay. I figured.
She says, "The proper robes are in there."
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, Rogar will walk over and begin changing.
Okay, and then when you get in there and you look, sure enough, kind of hanging up on a little wooden peg sticking out of the wall is a set of robes that look exactly like what everyone else in that church is wearing.
That seems more like a cult.
You could say that about every religion.
Yeah, pretty much. You've said that.
Tenebris is definitely the new age Tenebris I'll be making. Will definitely be cult-like. As I begin to change, I'll make sure I know you like. I feel like Rogar would know from being in the Church of Palor and stuff. You shouldn't pray to other gods while you're in another church.
Mm-hmm.
But he'll send up a quick little message to Tenebris that he's just trying to understand the motives of everything that's going on.
Okay.
I don't want my God to feel like I'm abandoning him.
All right.
Yeah,
right.
And then I'll get finished dressed and. I don't have good perception.
When you step out of the little changing area, The woman then, steps back over towards you and says, "Follow me," and walks you over to where the pillows are on the floor, kind of in a half circle near a small shrine facing west, and indicates for you to kneel on the pillow.
I'll kneel on the pillow.
Okay. And she says, "All you must do is meditate on the goddess and allow her to fill your spirit. If you have any questions, you may ask, but this is time for self-reflection." And she gives you kind of a quick bow of her head and scurries off to another portion of the nave and returns to whatever duty she was doing before, which you weren't really paying attention to exactly what she was up to. And you find yourself now kneeling in front of a shrine, and other people, there's actually another person a few pillows down doing the same. And there's other people, moving about or either performing duties or worshiping or something like that. But that's it.
Yeah.
All is basically, it's very quiet in here. You occasionally hear some talking under, quieter tones, like what she was speaking with you. But for the most part, it's very just solemn and quiet.
So Rogar will, he'll, not speaking out loud, but speaking in his head, he'll reach out to, Estes, and pretty much he's, God, reaching out to a god to find a person. Yeah, he's gonna ask, how fate might weave its way into allowing them two to meet again. I'm using God as Tinder.
Let's see here.
I'm on Tinder right now. I'm swiping.
I knew that.
That's not her. I know what she looks like.
Goddess Tinder. Okay. All right. So,
that's just
how long are you? Oh, jeez. How long are you going to spend in meditation attempting to ask for this?
How long? Yeah, how long am I going to be swiping right on Tinder?
Do you want the monthly plan or just? I mean,
I might
try
have to go
for a
the
week,
monthly.
the daily.
No, he's got to buy super likes.
Yeah, I have to buy super likes. Right when I see, I'm like,
Swipe
ooh,
surge,
swipe up. I
Swipe
see you,
surge.
girl.
Get that boost.
Let's see.
I started to get these references, but I kind of don't because, I don't really care about that stuff, so...
Be
Let's
thankful
see.
you've never used Tinder.
It's kind of meh.
Yeah.
So it took me like an hour and like some 15 minutes to like get here. I know it might take me like an hour to get back. I don't want my food to be cold.
Okay. Well, you will know,
no.
right? You will know that it will
Not cold.
if you
You got someone to warm it up.
You would know if you spent if you left right now, you would get back right about 3 o'clock or so. in the
Okay,
afternoon.
so
and then
I'm gonna spend.
and basically at about the same time that it's probably when the others left.
Yeah.
That's about the time it'll take them to get to Jacob and Diana. And then if they stayed there and had like a 5-minute conversation and then all came back in, then they would arrive at about 6 o'clock is when your dinner is arriving. So
Yeah, my
I mean, you can kind of figure out the timing of things that way. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's a long journey, 3-hour trip.
Yes. So I would spend I guess like
Just speed walking.
I do
Cut
have a
down
horse that
2 minutes.
I'm literally walking around the town. I'm carrying a horse everywhere I go. Yeah, I will. I'll spend like 2 hours and a half.
Okay.
Swiping, yeah.
Okay.
Swiping.
So you spend 2 hours and a half
John.
swiping on Istis. Just come on, Istis, come on.
Girl, where are you? I guess I could have asked Tenebris.
Roll percentile dice.
Ooh. Does, of course, that's the one I didn't have cooking, because I was like, I'm never going to need to roll one of these.
Should always
Yes,
be
you are.
prepared.
Yep.
Where's my... I was rolling D&D Beyond. I'll give D&D Beyond a chance.
I mean, I always get like phenomenal rolls with D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
So
It's been a bit mixed for me today.
98?
That's a very good roll. That's a very good roll.
Wow, you have
Yeah.
earns my favor, D&D Beyond.
if you respect it, it respects you.
I got a
I
43. So.
D&D Beyond.
Let me roll a stealth check real quick.
You realize your mic is down?
Oh.
Yeah.
D&D
Um,
Beyond. I
All
rolled
right,
a stealth.
so
7.
after sitting there for 2.5 hours,
Swiping.
Swiper, no
You-
swiping.
Hey,
you feel a kind of just, it's almost like a feeling, a sense of, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Why am I reaching out to another god? This just somehow feels wrong.
Uh-oh.
It finally hits you that, that's the feeling you get.
Yeah. I mean, I had a feeling going into this.
Yeah.
This wasn't a smart idea.
I was just gonna say, I gave you a 1% chance.
Damn, I was real close.
You were very close. You would have had to roll a 100. I give you a
Oh,
1% chance because you're not casting a spell, you're not doing anything. You're trying to contact a deity that is
Not your deity.
not your deity, not the one that you're saying is mine,
Not your god.
and trying to get information from them. It's not necessarily going to be easy.
I mean, you
Yeah,
could have also
so-
just asked the other, like,
I was gonna
priest,
do that, but
hey, is there a chick named Verain here?
I was hoping for more divine intervention. It's something for Rogar. Yeah, and I'll he'll stand up and begin to head back to
Okay.
the cabin.
Okay.
The not cabin, the inn.
The inn. Okay. All right. So that's what you're doing. Zeroth and Eurydice, after 3 hours of journeying with the two young girls in tow, you
Wait, it takes a full
Unfortunately-
3 hours to get.
Mm-hmm.
it takes
Okay.
it takes
way
1
you
hour
broke
to
it
get
down
out.
earlier didn't
1
sound
hour to
right.
get outside the city,
Gotcha.
and then 2 hours from outside the city to where they're at. So it's a 3-hour trip.
Mm. How
So-
heavy are y'all combined? Carry y'all ass.
You could actually easily carry the girls.
I probably could. I've got
the,
it.
the weight, yes, it would be a little bit awkward, and Renee is
Just have a girl on each, sitting on each shoulder.
Yeah, but Renee kind of flat out refuses. She's like, I can walk on my own type thing, You know?
Laurel gets that shoulder right.
Oh, no, Eurydice is immediately taking his offer of piggyback ride as well. So,
But you get there,
Alright.
and you see Jacob and Diana. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you see that Diana is cooking. Are you cooking for everyone, or?
Does Diana see Eurydice?
what you actually see is kind of coming over a small rise to get to you. You actually see Eurydice's head first.
No.
And then another person's head, and then Xerath's head, all almost at the same level. And then as they get closer and are kind of coming up over one of the little kind of rolling hills, then you see that, oh, and they're probably about 60 feet away or so. You see,
Diana, the moment
you see them on his shoulders, and then another young woman walking next to them.
The moment she sees Eurydice, her arms are gonna go up and then slightly out. She's like, Yuri! Just really loud and excited.
And Eurydice will misty step off of Rogar and or Xerath, whoever is giving her the piggyback ride. And so she
throws you on the ground.
Yeah.
Diana just like, Diana!
And Diana's just gonna bolt to Eurydice and just tackle her in a hug.
And then she's gonna yell, I told you so!
Jacob is kind of standing behind, just kind of watching,
Okay.
taking a few deep breaths,
Okay.
and then just gonna start walking up with Rim on his shoulder.
And as you guys, the rest of the group kind of comes together. Renee looks up to Xerath for a second, looks over at Diana and Jacob. And
Eurydice is on the ground.
And she just says, well, I don't know these people. And she looks at both of you, Diana and Jacob. Your friend tells me you think you know me, but
Diana,
I do not recognize either of you.
Diana's going to quickly stand back up and look over at Jacob and go, it's a long story.
Did I serve you at the tavern or something?
No, and she'll look to Jacob and go, do you want me to explain?
So, hello.
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 It's good to see you.
He said it so sarcastically. I don't think he's happy to see me.
And Diana will just like pat his back and is like, it's okay. It's just complicated right now.
Do you remember having an older brother?
An older brother? But... Wait. She stops for a moment and looks at you. Are you... You're that man that came to visit Ma and Pa.
Yeah, that was me.
That time they got so upset. I remember that.
Right?
But I don't recall a brother.
Diana is going to just kind of like grab onto Jacob's hand and just say, he He was... You both know about the war between the North and the South, right? Like you remember it.
Yeah. We had to live through it.
He had to serve it.
Right. So did many. Hell,
It's
our
why he
parents
wasn't
died
around.
in it.
It's why he wasn't around.
She doesn't look 100% convinced. You can tell there's skepticism on her face. This all is just kind of strange to her, and if it's true, is something huge that she had never considered.
Meanwhile, Eurydice is just watching this just like a tennis match.
Well, what, why are you out at the capital? Why aren't you in Eridon?
Well, of course you knew where we lived. That's where you visited us. But I mean, it's where the work is.
What?
I mean, I left all to myself. Had to take care of the little one. All by myself. I needed to find the work. Where else would I go?
What do you mean you were left by yourself? What happened?
I just said. Ma and Dad were killed during the war. Only ended like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Been on my own since she was 2.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Is there anything I could do to help?
Well, honestly, your friends here have been a big help already.
Yeah, Eurydice's kind of a softie, and Zeroth's an even bigger softie.
Mm-hmm.
He just doesn't look like it.
So...
Give me a... go ahead, Jacob. Go ahead.
So... do you remember anything about magic in any way?
Why?
And Jacob will put up his hands and just kind of moving them about will and create a small figurine of the main part of the family crest symbol, an owl, wings sprawled out.
I want you to actually give me a persuasion check.
Oh boy.
We're fucked.
Me? Persuasion?
Yep.
We're
I
fucked.
Got this.
That is a...
If Eurydice had popcorn, she would be eating it right now.
Yeah. Persuasion is not his strong suit.
That is a 4.
I'm just waiting for Laurel to pipe in and all
Okay.
this.
Okay. That's a 4. Okay.
That's 4.
All right. And just so you know, let's see here. We've got Diana still has advantage for something.
I know I do not.
And I have advantage. Okay. And oh, yes, redeemed. Yes, yes. Now that is for my little bro.
Jacob. He's a year younger than me.
Yes. Now, it's a little bit too late. You can't use it for this one, but...
Yeah, next time around.
Yeah.
Can Diana try to roll a persuasion roll and explain to them...
What are you going to say? You got to persuade.
Give me...
What are you going to say or do?
To think. Okay. Give me a second to think.
So, while you're doing that...
Diana's actually going to tug on Jacob's sleeve and go, when she was little, was there anything you used to do with her? Like magic or games or something that could trigger her memories? Specifically.
No,
or music your mother used to sing. A lullaby.
Would Jacob remember, like, a lullaby? That's a good question, because, I mean, it's been years.
Sent you a message.
I see it. Hey, well, let's see.
Because if Jacob could tell her, like, the tune or a note or a name of it or something, she could try to mimic it if she's heard it before.
I couldn't. It's been ages for any song. But I used to instead of drawing or anything, it was telling her to choose something that she wanted to play with for the day, and I would make it and we'd play with it.
So tell her that.
Roll another persuasion with advantage.
All right. Is that from the advantage from the stream, or just
no,
advantage?
That is just advantage because of what you just said.
Okay. Whew. Jesus, 5.
Okay.
It was a 3 and a 6, guys.
Get better dice.
You're right.
He just shitty charisma.
No, I mean, it's only a -1.
Yeah.
Alright, now, hold on. Let me see here. Oop, wrong button. I gotta be on this. There we go.
It's all good.
Come on. There we go. That's what I need. Let's see if her insight is gonna be good enough. No.
Renee, correct?
Yes.
You're a bright girl. Clearly you are. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been able to keep you and your sister alive this long. How many people do you know who could track down a specific family home and remember your names immediately after years of war if they weren't your family? Why would he go through so much trouble just to find you and your parents if you weren't important to him to begin with?
Diana, roll persuasion.
The one thing I'm good at! Okay.
We all wait on pins and needles.
Yeah, hang on.
Do, 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 do.
2 hours later.
23.
Okay. At your words, her face softens a little bit. She continues to stare at you, Jacob. And she takes a step forward, looking around at you, looking at your face. Then she says, "Do you mind?"
He leans lower.
He reaches up. She takes the blindfold. She touches it, the material. She doesn't take it off. She just touches the material. Looks at it. And she says, "If you really are my brother, what was my favorite thing for us to play with?" I want you to roll a straight intelligence check
All right.
to see if you remember.
If it's available, will take that advantage.
Yep, it is available.
Liam? Ooh. The first roll was a 1.
Ooh.
Second roll was a 13, making it an 18 in total.
Okay. Okay. You remember that her favorite thing, her favorite color, is the green that is part of the family crest, that green on your blindfold. And she liked the feel of that cloth that was used for it. And her favorite thing was for you to conjure a replica of your family crest as a cloth flag in that material, that color green. And she would put it on like a cape and run around, and you would sometimes pick her up and be like, "You're flying," kind of zooming around like the medieval Superman.
All right. Well, do you need me to tie it on, or do you know how to do it? He hasn't conjured it yet. He's just asking the question.
Her eyes kind of widen as you say that. I do remember. You see tears starting to form in her eyes. I didn't want to believe it. But I remember. And she throws her arms around you.
Jacob will just catch her.
And then she is like crying, like for real right now. And Laurel, this whole time, has just been kind of standing there, staring at this whole conversation with this expression of confusion on her face. And she looks up at Zeroth. She says, "Is he really my brother?"
I guess so. You'd have to go talk to him.
She's just standing there, kind of staring in awe. And all of a sudden, Renee kind of pushes back from the hug. Tears still streaming down her face. And she starts like pounding on your chest.
Okay.
And she said, and she's like, Why did you never return for us? Why did you leave us on our own?
I... out cold. Oh, no, that's instant death for him. He's I didn't know. I didn't expect them to go in. I thought that maybe learning that after hearing that, you know, your father, learning that just your son passed in the war wouldn't make you want to be super entertained in the idea of going. And I thought that they would just be able to take care of you guys and you wouldn't have to worry about it. And then maybe I could come and visit later when I can see you guys. Is all. I didn't think that they would go in and join. Is all.
And she's kind of still standing there in front of you. When you started to speak, she, stopped hitting you, but still just tears streaming down her face as you're explaining all this to her. And she just breaks down again. And she falls completely to her knees. And she puts her arms around your legs. And you can hear between the sobs that she's just saying over and over again, it doesn't matter anymore. You're back. You're back. And you feel another small pair of arms
Small child.
come around you, basically kind of around your butt.
Aww.
Because she's behind you, and you feel, her head is kind of on your hip, and
Small little
there's some
baby.
arms kind of around you and partially around her sister. And as Rim looks down over your shoulder, you can see this little face looking up with a big smile on it, saying, "So you're my older brother? I've got a brother." And you're tall.
Grab the loose part of Eurydice's sleeve and use it to, wipe her own face.
Yeah.
No! I just shoved Diana in the face.
Hey!
Yeah, that's what I'm your older brother.
Right. And after about 5-10 minutes of Renee just bawling her eyes out and just clinging to your legs, I mean, it's to the point where you're just having to stand there, because if you tried to move with the position you're currently in, you'd probably fall down either on top of Laurel or on top of Renee. And so you just kind of have to stand there and let them be there. But finally, she seems to compose herself, and she gets up, looking just drained, and she wipes her eyes, and a smile comes across her face. She says, "Well, I bet you've got loads of story to tell."
Diana will immediately perk up and go, "Oh, I definitely do!
No.
I am He is not good at talking. He's really not. But if you want a lot of stories, I have plenty. And trust me, I have plenty of embarrassing ones for him over the last couple of years that we've been traveling. So if you want to hear them all, I'm not the best cook, but I made food.
And then
she's trying.
Eurydice turns to Diana and she's like, speaking of stories, you've got one to tell me right now.
Diana's just gonna lean over to Eurydice and be like, it is not something I need to explain in front of children.
Ooh, saucy.
And Renee, when you jump up talking about stories, Renee's like, and you indicate the food and that you're not a very good cook, she goes over, she takes one look at it, and she's like, you tell the stories. I'll finish up here.
That would be much better. We're low on supplies, so...
And you begin to...
Does Sheriff need to go hunting?
Yeah, you run out
Yes.
and you manage to get some more food. You manage to actually take down a deer. And
Cool.
You prep it, you quarter it up, you field dress it, and...
Can Diana teach Laurel how to play the lute?
Possibly, but it's over the next 2 hours.
Hey, now you're...
Is she still running around with a dagger in her hand?
No, it's on her hip.
Okay.
It's in a sheath on her hip, but you guys spend the next 2 hours
Can I help you?
between meal prep and just talking and sharing stories back and forth.
Jacob, while Laurel traveling around, and he sees the dagger, he's gonna kind of...
That's definitely Eurydice's dagger.
He's gonna look to Eurydice for a second, and then back to Laurel, and then he's gonna crouch down to Laurel, and it's like, okay, so one of my friends gave you a dagger.
It's just like, ooh,
yeah.
You're in trouble.
You like?
Why?
And she pulls it off her hip with the sheath still on it, and she's like, "See, and I can do this." And she turns and she starts lunging and stabbing at the air, and then this, and she's slicing, and she's trying to copy the moves that both Zeroth and Eurydice were showing her. She's not doing the greatest, but the effort and the attempt and the heart of it is there. I mean, she's trying. But
Eurydice is just looking at this small child wielding this sheathed dagger, and it's just like, small child, I love you. You are my small child.
Diana's gonna start laughing. She's like, keep it up, and maybe in about 10 years.
I can easily... This wouldn't take long.
It would help if the sheath wasn't on it.
So, pointers,
Safe?
Laurel.
Yes, have the blind man teach the child how to use a knife.
Jacob flips out his own dagger into his hand, spins it, and catches it again.
Look at me, I'm all fancy.
hey,
Yeah,
he was in the
just
army.
talking shit.
He was in the army. He was trained.
so... Oh, goodness, the bird. I just look back and I see that. So, Laurel, for one, I'm glad that you're practicing with the sheath on. It's good. When you're actually going to use it,
Take the sheath off.
do not have that on there.
Dadder becomes strong enough to just stab through you.
Zeroth, not everyone is as big as you!
Oh no!
Do you see how small she is?
I'm gonna grow big and strong and be a gladiator like him.
Oh.
You do that, small child. I believe in you.
And she's just gonna turn and look at Renee and go, gladiator? While pointing at Laurel?
I can see it.
And you
We
get
agreed to train her prior to knowledge of said knowledge now.
You get a very long, deep inhale and then exhale from Renee. I've tried to talk her out of it. She's wanted that forever.
Why do her? It's an excellent profession. You get to stab people all day.
And you could get hurt. And I don't want her to get hurt.
That's true.
I would try to teach her music, but I'm pretty sure she'll just ignore me.
So,
That reminds me, Diana's actually going to pull out her coin pouch and she's going to ruffle through it for a few seconds, like picking certain things out of it, and count it in her palm and go, yeah, that should be about enough. Renee, give me your coin pouch.
I'm robbing you.
Just met you. You're my future sister-in-law. Now give me your money.
Why?
So I can put this in there?
Okay.
And Diana will show her the 10 platinum in her hand. She's like, oh, well, I figured this will be more of use for you guys.
Her eyes just go absolutely wide, and she's like, she's speechless.
Refer back to Owl.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we can't really do much, but we can at least try to make it easier for you guys, especially because I know trying to take care of yourself and others isn't easy. And I grew up in a caravan of gypsies, and trust me, making coin was our job. But I figured it could help.
Taking, the money situation is only hard if you have problems against stabbing people. So.
Well, seeing as she literally just looked like she was gonna have a aneurysm over her sister wanting to be a gladiator, I'm not going to encourage the stabbing for the future sister-in-law.
I wouldn't say aneurysm. I would say mild head attack.
I can see that.
Headache.
Right,
I'm not supporting the stabbing to a 10-year-old child.
Well, now she knows how to defend herself from bullies.
When she's 16, I will reconsider the idea and possibly teach her some tricks of my own. But until then, she is small. She is more squishy than her brother, who is very squishy.
Well, Eurydice already claimed to train her.
Oh yeah,
so...
we totally did. Oh, and we scared the piss out of her bullies, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I could have helped.
So you guys, have nice long conversations. Nice dinner. It's very enjoyable. And unless there is anything that you absolutely must say right now.
Apparently, what I said went over everyone else's head, so... No, you guys noticed it, but no one commented on it. So,
Laurel, come here for a second.
Yes.
And Jacob will crouch down. So, anything in the whole wide world that you can think of playing with right now, what would you want it to be?
She pulls the dagger off her hip again, looks at it, and then goes, a shield. A fancy one. Yeah, carry on me arm.
Oh,
right.
She wants to be Captain America.
Alright. And, now, what you're about to see is a, magic trick of sorts. So watch closely. And he'll slowly move his hands to do his minor conjuration to make an ornate, nice-looking shield.
Okay.
Very, very light, because A, small child, and B, he can't make anything super heavy.
Right.
Diana's just gonna slowly lean over to Renee and go, if she's serious about the gladiator thing, that platinum will easily pay for some armor and a shield, and possibly a trainer. Just so you know.
So, here you go.
You create the shield. Okay. She
And
takes it
on
from
the
you.
front of it will be that nice, like, kind of glassy etched, kind of like the mirror shield from The Legend of Zelda.
Nice.
Okay.
A glossy front, and on the inside of it is going to be piercing owl eyes and the little
Nice.
feathers poofed out.
She takes it from you and she just looks at it for like a good solid minute, just, you know, eyes wide, mouth agape, just like, oh, just totally, just like so happy. And she puts it on her arm, and she has the dagger still in the sheath on the other. And now she starts doing the moves again, but this time with a shield on her arm. And she's like, yeah, yeah, I gotcha. You know, she's just going, having a blast.
Now, it will go away in an hour, so keep that in mind.
Oh, okay.
I can easily bring it back. It's just, it's the limitation of that specific magic trick.
All right, and so
I'm
you
sure
guys...
if somebody gives puppy dog eyes to her sister hard enough, the sister might buy her a shield. And Diana's just going back to tuning her lute.
And so, are you planning on all of you hanging out outside of the town for the evening, or
Oh, yeah.
is anyone going back into town?
Eurydice and Zeroth still haven't decided whether we're going back to the town or not because we have the fight early in the morning.
Yeah, we should go back to the town.
Okay, what about the sisters?
What do you two need more?
Well, we're entered in a fighting tournament.
Oh my fucking... You would! What is with you and this
and Jacob, not to offend you or anything, your sisters want to watch, at least the little one.
The small bean.
I mean, I'm not too surprised she wants to be a gladiator. She would want to watch it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh yeah, I've also got the presidential suite in the inn that we're staying in. Do you guys want to come in and stay in the town?
One problem with that. We go in the city. You seem to forget. We have problem.
That's why I said heavily disguised.
How are you gonna hide these? And she's just gonna point at her ear.
I mean,
I don't know, put a fucking hat on, fold your ears down.
How uncomfortable that is.
Jacob.
Here, Eurydice, let me just fold your ears in half against your skull and keep them pinned there.
I mean, I wouldn't mind.
It's It is uncomfortable. Hats fuck with the fur. I can't hear properly. It causes a lot of headaches. It doesn't work.
What if it's a big enough hat that it's like, I don't know, it's a big enough hat that it doesn't bother your ears?
You realize the size of a hat I would have to wear for it to not be touching my ears, right?
Yes,
So,
and it's
how
hilarious.
about this thing? You buy a hat, you cut little holes, your ears go through, and you say it's
The
part
point
of the hat.
is supposed to hide the ears.
Why not just say they're part of the hat?
Okay, what are you gonna do about the tail?
I can just.
I don't know, you're creepy. Not creepy, you're freak. You have weird things going on with you. I don't know.
I'm just watching Jacob right now.
So, I mean, I can just literally make that technically invisible.
The problem is
Hold it.
the
close.
people who want, us can probably just undo it or see through it.
Okay, but I
Okay,
was just
then-
wondering if you guys didn't want to, if you guys would like to spend a night in a bed and not outside.
You mean in a bed in the same room as the two of you?
Yeah, well, she's pointing to Zeroth. He's sleeping on the floor.
Okay, that still doesn't change the fact that there's 4 of us in one room.
She's gonna turn to Renee and she's like, how many, the presidential suites, do you know the class, the information on all of that?
What, you mean what it looks like?
Yes.
Excuse me.
Does it have multiple beds?
Oh, yes. Yes. It's
No, look
therefore mostly for dignitaries. So it has a master bedroom, and then typically, they will bring their families with them. So there's also 2 smaller rooms that are part of it.
Diana's
get the master
Diana's gonna look at
bedroom
Eurydice and go, Eurydice, you seem to forget. I'm supposed to be on trial. I am wanted by the entire guard system. I'm not just a wanted poster. I am due for trial.
That does put a wrench into my plan.
You think? Not to mention, the person who wants us on trial is insane!
Ooh, yeah, that's not good.
And not just insane, she's rich insane, meaning she can literally pay off the court systems and anything else she needs to get what she wants.
Ooh, tell
She's
me
the
who
person we took the knuckle bones from.
Let me stab her, please.
If you can find her, I don't give a fuck. And she'll immediately turn to Renee and go, sorry, don't mean to cuss in front of the small child, and turn back to Eurydice. So, us going in the city when we're the wanted criminals who are supposed to be on trial with a rich bitch on our tail, not the best idea.
Well, what if I kill her and then steal everything
If you
from
could
her, sacrifice her to my demon daddy, and then
how you admit it?
and then would you be okay with coming into the city?
I mean, if you kill her, there's no one to keep the charges on me, so...
Yeah, and then all the attention gets redirected on me, so...
I guess?
That's so.
Or at
One
least
way to look at it. The only problem is she has her entire personal guard, probably the city guard, and she's a magic user.
Well,
While
that's
she's
the one nice
asleep.
thing about guards, they can be bought.
With what money?
I mean, yeah.
I have money.
With whatever the hell he's been doing with his magic trick of making an
Okay,
abundance
that only
of money.
lasts an hour, and once that hour's up, the money goes poof.
Yeah, I just
And
have
they'll
to
be
go
drunk
back
within the hour of giving them said coin.
So, what I'm hearing is, hey, let's meet Jacob's long-lost sisters and then plan an assassination? Oh god, I sound like Elder.
I mean, that sounds like a nice evening to me.
Yeah, it does sound nice. Sounds like a
One problem, we don't know where in the city she is, and quite frankly, Diana's gonna gesture to the giant-ass city. I'm pretty sure it's like finding a needle in a haystack.
What does she look like again?
I hate her. But no, Diana will... Diana
Very
does not give me
descriptive.
general
Very-
description.
Diana
Very
will
descriptive.
explain-
Towards said woman.
She will
Okay.
explain what Redstone looks like. And she's like, and quite frankly, the bitch is so full of herself, more so than even I am. So spotting somebody wearing that fucking top dollar robe shouldn't be that fucking hard, given she has a golden stick up her ass all the time.
But hold on, you mentioned that the city's ginormous. How easy would it be for 2 people who don't look like us to just get in, be in one tiny little spot, and leave?
Except we were literally
Okay. Jacob,
tracked across the continent.
I want you
You really
to...
think?
Hold on. Jacob, I want you to roll a intelligence check. Again, straight intelligence.
Straight intelligence, gotcha. Ooh. Give me a second to do math.
Maths.
Hate it.
22.
Curse-y math.
22, you said?
Yep.
Okay. As you pose that question, you actually kind of figure out the answer in your head. You basically... I'm trying to remember the show that had it. Well, actually, this is a good one. Think of Jimmy Neutron, Brain Blast going
Brain
on
blast.
Oh, great.
Yeah. You have
Posted that earlier.
all of a sudden you're remembering, because you grew up here. It was so many years ago, but you still remember the size of the city. You remember, that it had tons of buildings which were very tall and large. and it was very widespread. You also remember that the population was very large population, very diverse, and you're kind of just crunching all the numbers in your head, like, you know, this many thousands of people, blah, 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 this many, you know, guards are probably no more than this, blah, 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 blah. And you come to the conclusion that, you know, not only is it big enough, it's easy. There are so many freaking
Rub
people
her
there.
forehead.
There are
And
so
she's
many
like-
freaking people there that if I could make us not look like ourselves, the odds of us getting spotted are statistically zero.
Oh, okay. That's great. Except she's then going to gesture to Renee and Laurel and go, if we get caught, they are in danger. And you know for a damn fact, Redstone is not above kidnapping and using people as bait. And you want to risk a 10-year-old child?
Oh, fine, we don't have to bring you into the city. I was just wondering. Oh my god. You just make things difficult sometimes. You're my best friend, but my god.
I'm your best friend? And Diana's just gonna, like, instantly get cute puppy look.
Of course.
Just like, really?
Of course.
I knew you loved me.
All right.
Love is
So,
a strong. I tolerate you.
all right. So, to run down, who is going into the city? Who is not?
Diana, because I personally don't remember how the spell works, Diana's gonna look at Jacob and go, how exactly does the seeming work? If you get hit, how hard is it to dispel it? How easy it is to see through it? How long does it last?
So, to start off, the only way that potentially could be used to see through it is if something had the ability to see through absolute everything.
So true sight.
Yes. But they don't know about true sight, so he's explaining it as if it's not true sight.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, this is one of my highest powerful abilities currently.
Your highest
It would
power
ta-
ability?
Ritzies,
Okay, riddle me this
you may
then.
be dexterous, but I know you're not hearty, and I can hit you something that makes sure you need to be hearty to handle.
I
I
wouldn't
can
threaten
get
the
you right
one with
back,
a demon daddy.
Eh.
So, okay, how's this? How hard would it be to find temporary dye?
Temporary dye.
Hair dye?
How hard would it be to dip my tail in something brown and make me look like a wolf?
Not hard.
I mean,
That will
Fairly
wash
easy.
out.
Not hard.
fairly
Mud.
easy. I mean, yeah, mud could do it pretty
I'm not
easily.
going to dip my tail in mud.
Well, I mean, that's the non-cost option. That's free instead of paying something.
This is a huge city. Diana, you've been around enough in travels as a gypsy.
Don't
You
wanna
would know
go in
that-
this city.
You would know that getting dye in a city this size would not be hard to come by.
You said you're joining the fucking arena thingy, right?
Yee.
Yes.
What time?
Early.
Bright and early.
I mean, you don't have to be
Bright
there
and
right away.
bushy-tailed.
Alright, I'll make you a deal to see how badly you want this. You get in the city, you buy me the dye, you bring it back, you help me apply it, and you get us signed up with you for the arena so the little sisters can watch their brother wreck shit, then I'll consider going inside.
Okay.
Wait, what?
How about this?
Stealing the
Because
show.
no offense, I don't want to rely on magic to keep us hidden. God forbid something happens and, you're suddenly in a spike pit again.
Good point. Okay, here is my thinking.
Because the last time we used seeming, they pinpointed me immediately. Or do you forget me getting kidnapped in the middle of the day inside a town when I didn't look like myself?
You're gonna see her slowly raising her hand because Diana just keeps talking.
Yes, Yuri.
So here's what I think, because it takes 3 hours to get there and 3 hours to get back. So, I was thinking Jacob could send one of his tiny harims with us. We could get the die, then get to a location where they're not gonna see us teleport or whatever, and then poof back or whatever, and then.
Couldn't the bird also just carry the die back?
Oh yeah, hey, but you want help applying it.
Because I can use my disguise kit to change my clothing and everything else, and quite frankly, if we're going into an arena, I don't exactly want this ripped. Because unlike him, I actually do care about my clothing.
What?
So, if we can get my hair and my tail dyed, I can just pretend I'm a wolf shifter. And I just won't shift. Wolves have fluffy tails.
Wolves do have fluffy tails.
So, I can just pretend to be Oak.
I mean, yeah, I guess that works.
All right.
Do you
I
think
need
you
the
can
die
pull off
first.
the dumb and stupid?
Excuse you, have you not seen me act?
Yeah, you'll be fine. Not even to the act, just you'll be fine.
Oak is also wanted.
Diana's just gonna immediately, with no warning, just smack the side of Jacob's head with the back of her hand. Just.
Okay, if we get you the die and Harim is able to bring it back, do you still want help applying it?
Technically, I can do it myself. It's just to make sure there's no patches.
Well, I mean, your new boyfriend can help you with that.
You want the blind man to help me make sure I don't miss spots on my tail.
Well, he's got a seeing eye, Owl.
I literally have
I'm pretty
something that
sure.
He can feel his way through the dark, apparently.
Please tell me Zeroth didn't say that out loud.
He did.
Diana's just gonna look at Zeroth and she's just like, that is besides the point that it does not need to be discussed in front of small child.
Who
The
is
small
currently
child
still
understands that he can find his way through the dark.
Yeah, and the small child, Laurel, is still out there. She's actually like 20 feet away, just like, on one of the hills, just with the little sword or with the little dagger and the shield on her arm.
Diana's gonna turn to Renee now. And she, realizing this also kind of involves her, and go, how good of a liar are you?
She looks at you and she just says, I've been on me own, taking care of a young girl for many years now. You think I would have survived if I didn't know how to talk my way out of things?
The reason I'm asking, Renee, is because the people who want us are something. So if somebody asks if you know who we are, they're not above possibly hurting you or Laurel to get information.
Look, I can handle myself.
Because I really don't want to get you guys involved in this.
Don't worry about that. I can handle myself.
Diana's gonna turn to Jacob and go, I still think this is a bad idea, but you're the one with the brains, apparently. Because I am just a stupid animal, I guess.
Never
No,
said
you're not stupid.
But you were also talking to me, who remembers quite literally anything at least within a month. I'm not saying you're not intelligent. I'm saying we are intelligent at different things.
Yeah, we're all dumbasses at different stuff.
I can't speak for shit. You can.
I'm emotionally
You
confident.
cannot.
He can. Pointing to Zeroth.
I couldn't actually hear everybody talking, so
Yeah, neither.
Aside from just stabbing things, is there a point to the arena?
there's
Well,
rewards,
Yeah, there are rewards.
and I can
and
get
there's
my
money.
brother's axe back.
Wait. You can get what with the who?
There's
I
money
can
and
get my
stuff.
brother's axe back
Why is your brother's axe there?
because it's there.
Apparently,
Is-
his brother didn't realize how much it was worth, and used it to pay the entrance fee.
What does it look like?
It's big, and it looks like it's got a bone.
Sharp on one end.
It looks like an axe.
What makes it so special?
I don't know.
I would
What
assume
is-
the magic that comes with it, and I can figure that out.
I really don't think going inside the city is a good idea.
Well, you don't have to come.
You don't. Quite literally, you guys can just stay here in your little tent out in the middle of nowhere, acting like rabbits. We can go in there, do our arena thing, and come back.
I mean, technically foxes mate just as much as rabbits, but you know.
I don't
Yeah, but you
know.
have to take breaks.
Renee! Sister of mine, let's get out of that conversation.
Yes.
So,
She's gonna learn eventually.
shush.
I'm just saying! Better she learns now with somebody you actually care about as opposed to, you know, how I did.
Do you want to talk about it?
Look, I was one of the few pretty ones among the gypsy clan, and I knew how to make money fast. Alright, let's just leave it at that.
So,
Okay.
Renee,
Yes.
do you think that this is something that you would want? Do you want me to go into the city?
Well, I
Are wanted and
I
hunted
will-
and supposed to be on trial for theft and murder.
Diana, shush.
I
Hey, I'm just saying, Varaine got away. We killed 3 of her party members, and now she's somewhere inside the city probably telling the guards and her employer that we
Yes, I
killed
did
them.
that, but I'm not asking you right now. I am asking Renee.
well, honestly, I do need to go back in. But I would like to talk more. So yes, I would like you to come.
All right. Laurel,
Yes.
Small
come back to
bean.
me.
She runs back over. What you
The
want?
shield just.
Oh. Oh.
Tomorrow. So
Promise. You promise?
I promise.
I look at Jacob like, boy, I swear.
Do you want to see a new magic trick?
Yeah.
All right. Just stand by your sister for a few moments.
Okay.
Hey, Zeroth. You see that
Yes.
tree over there?
Tree?
Yeah.
Sure.
You're gonna- He just points to a decent, like, large tree.
Yeah, your Ulysses is gonna point and she's gonna be like, that tree and Eldritch Blast.
Thank you for the demonstration. Hey, Zeroth.
No problem.
Yeah?
Would you like to rip the tree out of the ground?
Sure.
Oh, and Diane's just gonna be like, oh dear God.
So he will pull out from his bags of stuff.
Now you have to do that now.
Yeah. And he pulls out this thing of iron, and he goes over to the side of Zeroth and just kind of, with one of his hands, traces some symbols in the air, and then flicks this pinch of iron, and Zeroth just slowly grows twice his size.
It would have been funnier if he accidentally started shrinking.
You have to make a save if you didn't want it. So, and just Zeroth grows twice in size and is standing there.
So I'm just taking one tree?
I mean, you can take as many trees as you want. I just asked for one.
Okay, do you want me to destroy the landscape?
You're gonna have way too much fun with this, aren't you, big guy?
Okay. Specify.
Laurel. Watch what this guy can do.
And as soon as he started growing, both the girls are like, just in awe of what they're seeing. Are you watching?
Have fun.
All right.
Diana lean over to Eurydice, and while they're doing all this, and just quietly be like, so push comes to shove, how much can we beg your demon daddy to teleport us out of the city in case Redstone does actually find us?
I think I killed quite a few people to do that. Because I tried to get him to teleport us, me and Zeroth, to you guys. But, he didn't like what I sacrificed because I didn't have anything to kill. So I sacrificed the gnome that was...
Oh, I'm sorry, Bernard.
And
Okay,
he, threatened to, just cut me off if I did that again.
Okay, what if you gave him actual bodies?
Well, yeah, I did that earlier today, and he seemed happy.
How quickly can you draw a giant summoning circle in blood with enough bodies, if I helped?
Maybe 5 minutes?
Okay.
Love how this went from wholesome content to cutting down a tree to let's murder mass groups of people.
Let's commit mass murder.
I'm only being an asshole to the environment.
Here's the thing. If we get caught, I need him and mainly me and him out of the city. They're not going to come after you guys because they have no reason to come after you.
Yeah, but if I ask this favor, I am going to need to suck some major demon daddy dick.
I can teach you, it's fine.
No, thank you.
So, aside from the metaphorical demon dick, it's not a no, just a maybe.
And I love alliterations.
Well, wait, what did you just say?
So, it's not a no, just a maybe?
It's a maybe, but leaning towards no.
Oh, God.
So we have if we sacrifice enough people, we still have only a very slim chance of him helping us.
How does he feel about long-term deals?
I've made one with him now, and he doesn't really like it.
And hypothetically speaking, if we promised him the soul and the body of a really powerful magic user later down the line to pay it off?
Me?
Who's also technically a queen?
Ooh.
Think
But
he'll
I
take
would need to be the one that killed her. Otherwise, he won't accept it. Or he'll accept it, but he'll be pissed about it.
I mean, technically I can just take her down myself and then you quote-unquote have the finishing blow, but I was kind of hoping to do it myself.
Yeah, I'll take that away from you. Somehow I understand the need to kill your mother.
It's just somehow.
Somehow.
I don't know. It
So-
just feels right. I don't know.
If we were to talk to him and offer Magic Queenie in turn, as well as, if we can, some extra bodies, then will he teleport us?
Leaning towards a 50%.
I mean, we could ask first.
Yeah, but he's terrifying, and I don't really like asking him for stuff.
I have a way I might be able to talk to him, but it's a very, very bad idea.
Yesterday, he terrifies me, Diana. Why would I...
Hence why I'm saying I might have a way to talk to him, but it's a very, very bad idea.
Is it through the stone?
Kinda? It's how I got in touch with Soon and my mom.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. He wants the stone.
She's gonna pause and think for a moment. And then go, he realizes the stone controls demons, meaning he can't use it, right?
I think that one controls the undead.
And the next one we're going after controls the elements. Or
And-
weather.
The one at the church controls demons.
Oh.
So... How much do I have to beg and plead for you to ask?
Way too much.
If I did it with you,
A little less.
I'll do it with you.
Oh, I'm gonna regret this.
Look at it this way. Then we can all go inside the city. We have a chance to get teleported out, and if we happen to cross Redstone along the way, we can sacrifice her too.
Okay.
Maybe.
What happened to Taylor?
I just want to make sure those two are not getting involved.
Okay, should we do this away from the group then? So that,
Probably. I feel like at that point, Diana and Eurydice are just gonna kind of like slowly back away from
All right.
in storage cover.
Okay. Meanwhile, back at the tree, or trees, Zeroth.
How many trees are taken out, Zeroth?
Yeah, I'm just destroying trees, I guess.
All right.
Ah,
So you're just ripping trees straight out of the ground?
I guess so. I'll pull like 10 of them. Why not?
Okay. So it takes a little bit of effort and a little bit of time, even with your increased size. But you do manage to yank out 10 trees, and you now have a stack of trees that have just been ripped out of the ground.
Cool.
So, looking to Renee and Laurel.
Mhm.
So, that's one of the various tricks I have.
Mhm. That's really cool. How'd you do that?
Well, it's something I had to study and perfect kind of on my own with traveling with them and stuff.
I like it.
That's cool. I'm glad you do.
Meanwhile, 20 yards away, whoosh, dark demon.
Hi, Mr. Bonding.
Giant circle commences.
Diana's just like using like paint from her disguise kit or something and helping draw the summoning circle.
Okay, so you guys are actually going to try to draw a circle and go for it. Okay?
Regrettably, yes.
Regrettably.
Do you guys actually know his name, or are you just gonna go Demon Daddy, Demon
No,
Daddy?
Eurydice will tell Diana his name, and I can't remember
Would
it.
Diana know any stories about that demon?
What was it? Phrase à bleu? Oubli?
Mhm.
Oubli?
Hablable. Sacre bleu.
I've come to suck your blood.
Yes, hold on. Let me look up his name one more time. If I can find where that is.
Are you actually able to talk to creepy voice?
We'll find out. Can we not do the creepy voice?
Or at least a subdued version of the creepy voice.
Yes, we can do
Thank
subdued
you.
version.
Like
raspy demon. He's been smoking cigarettes for like 50 fucking years, so he's
Hey,
gonna talk like
I
this.
just got a really
What
bad.
do you want?
I
with
got
me,
a-
eh?
I got a sore throat. Sorry, guys.
Oh, I've been demon too much. What's up?
I just got off a shift driving my cab. Okay, leave me alone.
No, it's still fairly
And it's
frozen.
pretty hot down here.
But would Diana possibly know any stories about said demon?
I sent you a link for the demon.
Fraz herb bleu.
Or blue.
Fraz herb bleu.
Fries or blue.
Yeah. So. Yes. Hand raised, yes? You're mute. You're not coming across. Hold on. Speak.
Blah?
Okay,
No.
now I can hear you.
No, I had asked, would Diana, after hearing the name, possibly recall any stories about him?
Roll religion.
$17.
Sounds like a demon name.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So Eurydice's gonna, Diana's gonna look at Eurydice and just be like, so we sit and wait?
Well, usually I just do the summon, I do the circle, and I put the stuff that I want to sacrifice in it, and then, whoosh, it's gone. But if I want to summon him, I kind of just, I haven't actually tried to summon him without, sacrificing anything. So there's a very, very minuscule chance he will show up.
Okay.
Wait. I have an idea. She's gonna call over to Zeroff. Zeroff, I need you to
Yes?
put all those torn up trees into this big circle we've made.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm gonna leave
The
like
big
one of the trees
what?
behind for you.
I'm sorry, what is this circle?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
No, hold on.
You're both saying that.
What in the octagonal hell is going on over here?
What are we?
Contingency plans, dude. Contingency plans.
Contingency.
For what?
Things!
Yeah, and then Zeroff, after you've moved those trees, I suggest you take the girls back into town.
Are you not coming with me now?
We will probably meet up with you later.
Exactly.
Well, seeing as
Because
I'm
Big Scary Thing will be coming, and I don't wish to torment a small child. Or another grown adult.
Jacob, I don't know what to do with this information.
get them into town, I will watch them.
Right. I guess
Alright,
I'm gonna
Renee,
take the girls
Laurel.
back to town.
But you have
Okay.
put the trees in the circle, right?
Yes, they've already
Okay.
put it down.
Good.
Just
Okay.
sacrifice a miniature forest, I guess.
Exactly.
Right,
You
Renee,
wait.
Laurel,
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Now,
I
now,
mean, I could add
Jacob,
some
if you
gold
keep
to
me
the
big,
mix if you
I
need me
technically
to.
could make it back to town in half the time.
Well,
Yeah.
give me a second.
Yeah, I'd say
I can make some of the trip easy. I can't do it for super long like that. I can do it for a minute on your journey, so you'll have a minute of extra bit of time.
Oh no, I don't care. It's fine.
Should I add some gold into the pile?
Oh yeah.
He grabs another.
You're gonna see he's gonna add like 300 gold to the pile.
And recasts it to make it the extra minute. All right, you're
Right
good
on.
to go.
I can add an extra 200, bring it to an even 5.
Renee, Laurel, I will see you.
Yeah, it works.
So
in a moment
500
after
gold,
whatever
10 trees,
they
Okay.
do finishes.
Okay.
and then the promise of a powerful mage wielder later down the line, as well as
And
possibly one
plenty
currently.
plenty of bodies.
And plenty of bodies.
Specify
I mean, we could probably
not
just
our
go
bodies.
to a prison and offer to do that.
Specify not our bodies.
You literally could just go through their prison and get out better than using a demon.
Okay, so you finish this circle, you get the trees in there, you put gold in. And Zeroth, you've already taken off with the 2 girls.
Yes.
Jacob, you're still there.
Yep.
And this rim looks, over towards that area. It all of a sudden becomes pitch black. Like a large radius around it.
Oh no.
Okay, Jacob immediately is just going to rush towards it.
And as you rush towards this, what almost looks like a dome of darkness, of just pitch black darkness, as you rush towards it, you actually bounce off of what almost feels like a solid object.
He starts kind of like beating onto the side of it.
Okay. And as you're beating on it, and it's like hitting stone. Meanwhile, inside,
Eurydice is just
it's
just
pitch.
she's
yeah.
like bowing head down on the floor. She is just
It's
totally
pitch
like
black. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's pitch black. You can't see anything. And you hear, and don't worry, again, I'll tone it down for you.
Thank you.
Show your guts. So you hear the voice of your demon. And he says, I don't like to be called for trifles.
Can Diana hear him?
No.
oh Jesus.
Uh-oh. You're just in pitch blackness.
And Eurydice will say, I'm sorry. My friends need help, and we promise we'll get you anything your heart desires. Or
Diana, hearing Eurydice's talk, will go, I'm the one who wanted to make a deal with you.
I don't know.
You hear, interesting.
Please don't hurt my friend.
Silence. You feel an impact, and the earth underneath your feet seems to slip away. You feel like you're flying through the air, but in such pitch blackness you cannot tell. It's disorienting until you hit the ground again. You take...
Who has done this?
You don't know. It just felt like a...
No,
like
no.
the massive...
Who did the falling?
You.
Oh, okay.
Fun.
And you take 5 points of damage.
Okay.
That won't go away. Alright, I'll worry about that later. Diana, you now hear in your head. Eurydice, you hear nothing. What deal do you wish to make?
We're about to enter a city where we're all wanted and will possibly get caught. For the promise of if something goes wrong, you will get us out of the city safely, I can guarantee you 1 life of a very powerful magic user and possibly multiple lives of lower commoners. However, the life of the magic user will be much further down the line because I have to get to her first. She's my own blood, and I'm willing to give her that in turn for our safety.
And how much time do you propose until I get my due?
Can Diana think of a time frame of how long it might take them to finish what they need to do and then head north?
Yeah, you could estimate that, well, let's see, maybe, if we were forced to do normal means, maybe a month and a half to travel back to Asteron, and then probably a good solid month, maybe even 2, to get, and more likely to get all the way north to where your mother's kingdom is. And then who knows how long to deal with that, but yeah, you could say, 4 or 5 months, 6 months, somewhere in that range, depending on what happens.
So, Diana will reply saying, for the powerful magic user, 6 months at the earliest, a year at the latest.
And if you fail in completing your task on time?
If we fail, we can discuss what you would want in turn at the time that I fail.
No, that is not how this works.
And what's your firstborn child? Sorry. I'm ashamed to have suggested that now.
Well, rip Sloon, huh?
Make a good offer, or I will set the terms.
Oh.
How about your second-born child?
I can tell you the location of one of the stones if I fail first.
That is trivial. One is more than enough for me. And I know where that one is.
Uh-oh.
Then how about this? If I fail, you get the stone I carry.
If you die, I could get the stone you carry.
Then what's the problem if I fail or not? You still get what you want.
You ask much, but sacrifice little. There is no joy in that. Fine. You want your deal? Here's your deal. You will have 6 months. 6 to complete your task. If you fail, I will take the life of someone precious to you.
Hey! Magic user for a magic user, right?
Well, there's a magic user right here, too.
If I fail, you can have me.
Now we are talking.
But you leave them out of it.
Very well. You feel.
And you'll guarantee.
No,
hang on.
You feel this first, before you even begin to speak. You feel something sharp draw down your arm very quickly, and a burning sensation. And you know that you have just had a deep cut in your arm, but the burn is so intense that you don't feel any blood coming from it. You can almost tell. I mean, you instinctively you reach to grab your arm. You can feel it is cauterized. So there is basically an instant scar going down the length of your forearm. That is my promise. The deal has been set.
So you'll keep us safe and get us to safety in turn for the magic user. Be it myself or my mother.
The deal has been set. And the darkness instantly goes away. You are once again out in the wilderness. And you see Eurydice a good 15 feet away. On the ground. 15 feet away from where she was originally. And just like on the ground and kind of like, getting up and a little bruised up.
She, after being thrown, she immediately got down into that bowing position again.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing. That entire conversation you just had.
Uh-huh.
Well, I should say Diana just had.
Uh-huh.
That happened. Let me just put it this way. Jacob, as you're sitting there, you saw the darkness envelop everything. And you ran towards it, you bounced in, and you started pounding on it. When you hit the third time your hand hits it, it's poof, gone. Everything that happened in there, for you, Jacob, seemed like it only took like a second or two. It was there just long enough for you to go, what the hell, and kind of run at it and hit it, and then it was gone. And there you see Diana standing there, and Eurydice, not where she was before this happened. For you guys, that felt like it took a good, few minutes at least, maybe 5, maybe 10.
Once that's done, Diana's just going to take a slow breath, let it out, and then turn and look at Eurydice and go, in exchange for our safety, I have 6 months to give him my mother.
Or?
And now that she knows Jacob's still there, she's just gonna leave it as, I have 6 months to get him my mother.
And she's just gonna look. She will. Hold on.
What happened?
I made sure we have a backup plan.
That's not what I asked. I asked what happened here. What actually happened. I understand that that's probably the way around actually answering my question. What happened?
We decided that if you guys get caught in the city, the fastest way out would be to summon Fraser Bleu,
and he'll teleport all of us out of the city to safety.
Give me a religion check, Jacob.
Yep. That is a 24.
Okay. You
15 on the die.
You actually know a little bit about this creature. What you know is that this thing is a demon prince.
Shit.
Specifically, he is the Prince of Deception and Lord of Illusions. He uses every trick, every ounce of his cunning to manipulate his enemies, mortal and fiend alike, to do his will. And he can create dreamlands and mind-bending fantasies, able to deceive the most stern foes. That's what you know of him.
So,
If something happens, he teleports us all out to safety. In turn, I have 6 months to give him my mother.
I don't think that deal is gonna work like you think it will. I don't think it matters if he teleports us out or not. I think you only have 6 months to deliver your mother, regardless of what happens.
I know.
Why in the hell did you think that was a good idea?
Because he's our best bet for a last-second resort. And clearly, he and Eurydice aren't on the best of terms.
I'm terrified of him.
I'm sorry that she coaxed you into doing this, Eurydice.
Thank you. That was very traumatizing.
He's strong. And by making a deal, I can technically get us out if we need it.
He didn't say another word. He goes over, he wraps up her arm. Does it look cauterized? Does it look burned?
Yes, it looks like a combination between a burn and just scar tissue as is. And it is basically a straight, it's, almost to the wrist all the way down the forearm.
So he'll walk over. He will, guess who gives a shit, rip more a part off of his clothing. So it's really funny watching the normal formal clothing
shorter and shorter.
There's nothing there.
Yeah.
Like there's
The
nothing
only
new.
comment Diana makes is, I don't see anybody else trying to come up with backup plans to make sure no one dies. Everything is illusion this, or magic that, or just run away. No one else is actually coming up with any plans.
Wraps it, doesn't say a word. Come on, Eurydice. We need to get to the city so we can go and sleep.
And when Jacob turns away, because I assume he does, Eurydice is gonna message Diana, because isn't that like she can only hear what?
She can only hear it inside the brain, and she can respond.
Yeah, and it's 120 feet.
Yeah.
So you're clearly within the distance.
And she's gonna say, what happens if you run out of time?
The deal was he gets me, in exchange for the rest of you staying safe.
And Eurydice is gonna hug Diana.
It's the only way I could think to keep the rest of you alive.
I'll make sure it won't come to that.
Alright. So, do you guys then head to the city, following after Zeroth?
Zeroth?
Yes, Zeroth took off
Big
to the city.
gullible Goliath walking down the road.
I figured we'd take off after Jacob since he was the one that was actually there.
Well, no, I'm saying is your whole group,
Yeah.
Jacob included, you're following after Zeroth.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you eventually get to the city. You don't have much trouble passing through as long as you pay your 50 gold and give a name. And you make your way through, and you get to the hotel, or the tavern, the inn, which, Rogar, by this time you have had an amazing dinner Once again brought up by a, shall I say, a not very, or I should say a very obvious admirer servant.
Some would even say a few careless whispers.
Yes.
Uh,
And
Yar, there be a wench.
yes, and you all, you guys find yourselves now in the presidential suite. Rogar is in a suite actually right next door.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
It's one of the smaller suites, but it is a suite. It is very nice. And you guys go to sleep for the evening.
Oh, I was gonna say, the moment they're in the room and Jacob and Diana are actually, like, in their section of the presidential suite, the first thing that's gonna be out of her mouth is just, so you're just not gonna speak to me?
Eurydice also would have given those two the master suite and taken.
Zeroth is now here, right? Like,
Yes.
I'm part
Yes,
of
oh,
this.
yes,
Everyone's there.
yes.
Debacle.
Everyone is there.
No.
Rogar,
The,
you
the
there?
mood just feels
Go
weird.
ahead- go ahead and
to
shout
Zeroth.
real
Zeroth
loud so I
just
can
doesn't
hear.
know what the fuck's wrong with anybody.
Hey, Roga,
Yeah, Jacob.
you have an extra room over there?
Not tonight.
All right.
Diana's just, are you fucking shitting me?
You did.
I
And
did the
it's-
only thing to keep the rest of you alive.
You didn't ask anyone other than the one person who didn't want to do it? You forced them to do it.
Didn't force her to do it.
She was terrified. Did you not see the way she looked after it happened?
She's the one that made the deal with him to begin with.
Yes, and she's terrified of him constantly. I get
Then
that
she could have
made her
told me
decision.
no. All she said was it was probably a bad idea. Not no.
Maybe she doesn't know how to say no.
Really, Eurydice is the one who is probably the most loud-spoken out of all of us.
And
Who has
when
said
she's
no on
talking
countless terms about different other things. Doesn't know how to.
to her friend? Probably not.
I am
To
the
her
only one
abuser.
actually...
To her abuser, definitely not.
And Diana's like, I am the only one trying to make sure the rest of you stay alive. Regardless of magic.
I appreciate the fact that you're looking out for everyone.
Clearly
I do.
not.
I don't appreciate how you did it.
Did
There
you have
was
any better
so-
plans?
Yes, plenty. I literally
That
told you
don't
that it was
involve illusions.
it was less than a 0.0 million decimal percent chances. A, that they would be anywhere near where we are. B, if your disguise thing worked. In fact, we walked through the town without it, and look where we are. Perfectly fine. I told you already, I don't think you're stupid. We have different strengths. Everyone here has different strengths. Just because you don't think you have a strength in this team, this group, this band of idiots. Idiots. We're all idiots.
One might say we're dumbasses.
Thank you, Eurydice. I'm glad you're listening through the door.
That
Makes me
was
feel
me,
better.
not Eurydice.
But I trust every single person here. I know if I were to go down, I wouldn't expect anyone to leave me. I put trust in the people that I keep around me. Because who else is there to trust? You made a deal with a demon prince who only feeds and uses tactics to get what he wants, regardless of what happens.
And I don't. In case you haven't noticed, Jacob, deals and lying and deceiving people are the only things I am good at.
It's not the only thing you're good at.
Oh, and sex too, apparently. I almost killed you with my own magic.
Yes?
Control it.
I know. I'm not.
So what strengths do I have? Aside from making deals.
You have an eye. You have a sense to call out when people are bullshitting you. You have probably one of the best perceptions, minus this one here, and even then, it's better.
Hey, I everything.
It's because you took a feat. Don't shut up.
Look at it this way, Jacob. I keep his attention on me. He knows I have the stone. He knows my bloodline is powerful magic. It keeps the attention off Eurydice's as well. Doing this keeps the rest of you alive.
And what about you?
That was the deal.
What?
If he doesn't get my mother, he gets someone else of my bloodline. In exchange for the rest of you staying safe and alive. It is the only thing I know how to do to keep the rest of you alive. It is all I have to work with. I don't have a god. I don't have a powerful family line to go after. I don't have strong magic I can control. I don't have wells of knowledge or powerful muscles or abilities to get around everything. I have nothing else to keep the rest of you safe. So what other options did I have to ensure the rest of you would stay alive?
Sorry, I'm reading the chat at the same time. God damn it.
No, it's
You
fine.
guys. You guys are... I need to scroll up again so I don't get those messages. There we go. Fix. Oh, well, now I can't see. Hold on. No, or we'll just be better. There we go. Okay.
Woohoo! Acting for the win!
All right.
So, I didn't think I'd ever need to travel there. I need to have a talk with the Deceiver. Oh no. I'm not there to make a deal.
Oh no.
All right. And I think that is where we are going to end it for tonight. Unfortunately, we did not get to the arena, but I am confident that that will happen next week because I'm pretty much forcing you to go to sleep. Damn it. But yeah, we're gonna end it there for tonight. Also because I have been holding it in for so long, I really gotta pee.
I feel you.
Getting fair, man.
Yeah. All right.
I did not expect the session to go over an hour, so I apologize.
Oh no problem, no problem. But thank you everyone for joining us. I know we went a little bit long tonight. I hope you had a fun time. I know I did. I just really got to hit the bathroom. But we'll see you again next week.